the crowd on their feet. Football season be the reason that I be bringing this heat. Georgia music representing 104.3. Hey, welcome to the show.
This is the college football playoff team. We've all seen it. We know it. The best part about football, you get to settle it on the field, where head-to-head is always the number one criteria for anything regarding athletics and football. All recruits, in-state, out-of-state, can now clearly see the trajectory of this program versus the trajectory of the other programs. Please know this, all in is all in. There's no in between. And that's what it's going to take from all of us. Guys, we are Miami. We are the U. And every time you hear that, every time you see that on a shirt, on a commercial, at a game, that's got to mean everything.
There goes the flames and the smoke. And here come the Hurricanes. Miami hits the field first at State Farm Stadium in their classic white jerseys, white pants underneath the iconic white Miami Hurricane helmet. And it is gorgeous. It is win or die. There is no middle ground.
Too much talking on the net. Get in the building, do something.
Hold your breath, suspense. 7 minutes to play. Canes are down to fourth quarter. And everybody is on their feet, emptying their lungs. 5:22 to play. Second down and 11. Ball at the Ole Miss 36. Beck takes. Fires over to Tony for a bubble screen. Tony circles the 30-yard line. Tony the 25. Here we go. He's at the 10. He's at the 5. He's in to the end zone. Touchdown, Malachi Tony. 36 breathtaking yards. Puts Miami in front with 5:04 to go in the game. Miami 23. Ole Miss 19. 36 magical Malachi Tony yards for the Miami lead with 5:04 to go.
Toddy, you can't stop nobody.
We're under 3.5 to go now. Miami 24, Ole Miss 19. Chambliss brings them up. They've gone 49 yards in 5 plays.
They're in no hurry.
Chambliss looks over the Miami defense. Here comes the pressure. Looks, throws, got a man open for a touchdown. The tight end, Daquan Wright, 24 yards. Ole Miss back in front. 3-point lead now for Ole Miss with 3:13 to go in the game.
Those are body blows, and we knew that this game was going to be one of those, we talked about all the time. These are heavyweight fights, and rounds 11 through 15 are going to separate the men from the boys, and you got to take those body shots whenever you can, and you got to take the hits too. We got hit like crazy, man. We got hit a bunch, but we kept getting up, and credit to Ole Miss and Coach Golding. I think those guys do a great job. Charlie Weiss Jr., an elite play caller as well. We just kept coming, man.
Here's the situation. 3 minutes and 13 seconds to go. Ole Miss 27, Miami 24. 75 yards to heaven for Miami. Well, all of America has been waiting for this moment for Carson Beck. He's got 3 minutes and 13 seconds and 2 timeouts remaining.
I think all the stuff that we saw on when he was on his way in, and him as the year has gone on, just getting more and more comfortable with the system. I mean, I've always said I think he's an elite competitor, an elite quarterback. He doesn't get fazed by anything, and he has absolutely no concern about personal accolades. The dude just wants to win.
The biggest moment of the year right here. Exactly 1 minute to play. Back in the shotgun. Looks over the defense. Bauman in motion. Here's the snap. They rush forward. Beck looks. He fires. It's caught at the 20-yard line. Out of the 18-yard line.
Baby.
It's Keelan Marion with a first down with 55 seconds to go in the game. 37 seconds to play. The ball at the Ole Miss 19. Beck looks over the Ole Miss defense. Takes, drops, play fakes, looks down the middle. Caught at the 8-yard line by Marion. Miami's inside the 10. That's a first down. They're 8 yards away from glory. What a game. So many twisted turns. We're down to 31 seconds. It's Marty Brown in the backfield. Beck takes, He
Why
gives
not?
Brown
Why
to the
not?
5, to the 4, to the 3-yard line goes Marty Brown. Clock is stopped with 23 seconds to go. Second and goal for Miami at the 3. Miami is 3 yards away
You all right?
from going to the national championship game.
You all right?
I don't know. I don't know. Here comes the big moment for the University of Miami, the biggest moment perhaps in the last 23 years. Beck holds his hands out, takes, drops, looks, looks. Wants to throw it down the road. You got it. Carson Beck into the end zone. He runs it in over the left side. Carson Beck takes it in for a Miami touchdown. Miami touchdown for Carson Beck. Is that the winning moment? It's a 3-yard touchdown for Carson Beck. And Miami has a 30-27 lead with 18 seconds to go in the game.
Cause it's the Canes, baby.
6 seconds from going to the national championship. Snap. Chambliss drifts to his left. He lets it fly deep in the end zone. It is knocked away. Knocked away. Incomplete. No time left. No time left. Miami wins. Miami wins. Miami's going to the national championship, Don. We're going to the national championship.
Pack your bags.
Is it officially over in the desert this time? 23 years later, there are no flags, and Miami has won. Miami's going to the national championship. Carson Beck is your Hurricanes hero, and the Hurricanes will play for the national championship.
Mario Cristobal, he came home to take his Hurricanes to the national championship game, and he did it.
Right.
Promise delivered.
I mean, what can you even say after getting to relive that in that fashion? I almost just cursed. Holy hell.
Oh, man, I got the little goosebumps, man. That was
So
something
did
fun
I.
last night.
What a night last night for the University of Miami and all its fans, by the way. And I am a believer, and we can ask our guests today, and I'll ask you guys. I am a believer that Malachi Toney and Carson Beck have written themselves into the book of Hurricane history. Carson Beck did it on that one drive. He needed a legacy drive. He did it. I was saying earlier today to some friends, there should have been someone, Dan Radakovich, standing in the corner of the end zone with one of those big cardboard checks that said $4 million NIL money, because he earned it on that 1 3-minute drive. That earned every penny that they gave Carson Beck. He should have been there to present the check the way that when you hit a big jackpot in a slot machine, somebody comes out of the woodwork with a big cardboard check.
Oh, he earned all that money. Malachi Toney with the story. Everybody knows he got to college at 17 because he reclassed, because he was damn near too good for high school. No, Hawk, yes. You talk about the Andre Johnsons and the Santana Mosses, you have to bring up Malachi Toney, and he's only a damn freshman. It was something special he did last night.
Crazy. Carson Beck needed a legacy drive. He delivered.
Yep.
And what a night. And we're going to celebrate it today. There's so much going on in the world of sports. The Dolphins have a new general manager.
Mm-hmm.
The Heat got rained out.
That's ridiculous.
This is my favorite part. There's a few things going on the chat right now. People are saying, where the hell are you? You look like you're at a Motel 6. You are indeed at a Motel 6, aren't you?
Yeah. And it's so funny. Can y'all see? Somebody checked on the Crowder's car is parked right outside his door. Watch this.
This is the sign of a cheap motel. That is so great. You are, I mean, that is as rinky-dink. That's a motel that The air conditioner is so loud you can't sleep. The noise next to you in some room doesn't sound like it's legal.
The covers and the pillows were like damp when I got here. This is the funniest thing. I don't know why this is so funny to me. The remote control has a sticker that says remote. People don't know what this is when they see it.
Hey, you got one of those remote brand remotes?
It says remote on the remote. This was one of them strong $79.99s a night.
No, he says Crowder's towel got a chain on it.
There's some exposed nails in here, but we're gonna be safe during the show.
I can't believe you have Wi-Fi in there. Like
that's crazy in itself, right?
Yeah, you're connected. You look better than ever, and you're in the worst motel possible.
And the password is days in one. It's crazy. It works though.
What a this is amazing to me. On one of the greatest nights in South Florida sports history, no joke. Last night was just emotion-inducing for all of us who've lived so long waiting for this kind of return. And you got all the feels last night, and you did get the drama. I mean, they were just bum rushing that team for a half. Like, you felt like they were 40 points in the lead, yet it comes down to the end. You got, I think there were 4 lead changes in the fourth quarter, right?
Yeah,
like
4.
It was crazy. It delivered on every emotional sports level. You thought at one point you're running away with it. Then you start to question, why aren't we running away with it? I'm going crazy that they're not running the ball on those final 3 minutes, that they're only passing, but it worked. Like, I'm telling you, all the emotions are going on in one of the greatest sports nights in South Florida history in the last 20 years. And while that's going on, this is almost like Stranger Things, the upside down. While that's going on, in the upside down, Solana is hosting a 3-hour talk show with Tommy Tighe on 560 AM about their memories of the Big Three. While on the real planet, on the real planet, all of South Florida is engaged on the same thing. Again, an emotional roller coaster that only sports can deliver. Nothing delivers the emotional roller coaster like sports. As that's going on, because the Heat and Bulls game is in a condensation delay, there was no other option on the AM station other than to have Solana and Tommy Tighe vamp for 3 hours on their memories of the Big Three.
Still can't believe Chris Bosh didn't score a point in Game 7, but the Miami Heat beat the San Antonio Spurs. Can you guys believe that?
Talk about living in the upside down, man. Holy mackerel.
Pop took Tim Duncan out of the game, and he couldn't rebound, so Ray Allen got the ball instead.
Was there a single person, let us know on the text or the chat, was there a single person listening to Solana and Tommy Tighe on AM 560 last night while the football game was on FM 104.3?
Not even our producers, who were literally on the board, were listening to us because they had their eyes locked in on the Canes game.
I should have went to break forever.
I mean, why not just flip over to the football broadcast? Say, you know what? We'll keep an eye on what goes on here at the United Center. Let's all listen to Joe Zagacki and Don Bailey Jr.
We're in the network, so you can't just. The Heat don't have the right.
Ah, the hell with the network. You got a football game to watch.
One of the best football games I've seen in years. I'm not exaggerating. That fourth quarter was crazy.
Was unbelievable.
Yes.
Oh, my God. I couldn't get the vision of Solana and Tommy Tighe because they weren't even in the radio studio because that's being used by the 104.3 football broadcast. So they're in a cramped production studio and, like, makes your hotel room look like you're at the Ritz-Carlton where they did a 2-hour, 3-hour talk show on Heat memories while that game was going on.
Thigh to thigh.
That's the name of Solana and Tommy Tig's new talk show, Thigh to Thigh.
Spotify, YouTube, check it out everywhere.
Yeah, that one's on Spotify. All right, let's do headlines. We have a loaded potato. Twan Russell played linebacker for the Canes and the Dolphins. He's going to join us today. Alex Dono is going to join us today, Locked On Canes. And Gino Torretta, who is in the air right now, flying back from Arizona. He's going to join us today as well. A lot of people are going to ask, where's John Michaels? If you remember, John Michaels told us last week he's got a Atlanta Braves fantasy camp that he's at, that he was roped into. He'll be on with us next week. He went through all the feels last night. I've been in contact with him. He's fine. He wasn't fine in the fourth quarter. There were several times he was not fine, but he's fine. He'll join us next week. So we have a lot to get to. Let's do a quick look at the headlines brought to you by Doral Kia. You always pay less with your Pricito at Doral Kia. Visit them at Doral Kia or DoralKia.com.
Hoch, you said the amount of lead changes in that game. Not only that, Carson Beck scored the second latest go-ahead touchdown in regulation in college football playoff history, 18 seconds to go. Wow. And when you're saying at the start of the show, for Canes fans, the feels, that view of Carson Beck running into the end zone, he's flexing because he knows he's made it, and all you see is a sea of Canes fans that are literally jumping out of their chairs. Iconic.
I mean, it was so great. You saw that entire side open up, and you're like, I'm getting chills talking about it, but I remember how I felt. Like, you saw the entire side open up, and it was like, run, run, Forrest, run.
Yes. It was, everything happened that was supposed to happen, that was designed to happen, which is crazy. Mark Fletcher goes crazy, and he carried the team. You bring in Carson Beck. I question him. I don't know who all question him. I question him. He wins the damn game for you in the fourth quarter, hands down, third down conversions, and that run. Your defense steps up, chokes him out, and then a great other quarterback in Trinidad Chambliss, who is very impressive, he starts playing ball, and now you're evening it out, but you're holding the field goals. There's doinks. There's field goals missed, field goals made. It's what a semifinal is supposed to be.
Yes.
They play again. I couldn't tell you the Canes win that game again. It's going to come down to how much time they have left.
It delivered. Chambliss looked better than I thought he was going to look again. It took him a while to get ramped up. Was Fletcher hurt by the end? Because I didn't even see him in that final drive.
He was sick before the game. I know he was very sick, but I think they went with Brown to move the chains at the very end. But he balled yesterday.
Oh, my God. He is a monster.
22 for 133 with the flu is how I'm going to paint it. Mm-hmm. But you know, I saw this too, because they had 4 drives over 13 plays per drive. They had the ball 41 minutes of 60. That is crazy. Even think about that. If you give Trinidad Chambliss 2 more minutes, they go score that end of that last touchdown.
The way he was balling at the end there, yep.
So you held them to 19 total minutes to have of offense, and you win by 4. It was just it was Mario Cristobal football. That's what I'm impressed by Mario Cristobal. And you were talking about they're not running enough. When they got down inside the 15 and he handed the ball off to Brown and they went and got 8 yards, it was almost like an arrogant thing of, we can still run the ball down your throat. I don't care how much time left on the clock. I was totally impressed by that. They knew in that second half there was no chance Ole Miss could stop them from getting 5-6 yards whenever they wanted it.
I literally felt like they didn't need to throw a pass the entire game. I feel like they could have racked up first down after first down if they ran 4 times every possession.
They took their soul.
Yeah.
They took Ole Miss's front 7 soul. They didn't take that Chambliss' soul, but that front 7 didn't want no Moss. They didn't want any more Canes grabbing their ass for the rest of the night.
Most lopsided game in terms of time of possession in college football playoff history.
They were saying, Chris Fowler was saying at the end, he goes, that Ole Miss defense has been out here for 137,000 plays. That's crazy. How many times have you seen a defense have to defend 137,000 plays?
Did you see number 51 on Carson Beck's touchdown run?
He gave up. He was done.
He fell down and just sat there.
Yeah, he was done.
Oh.
He was done. He's
He-
like,
he
I
was
can't do this
dead.
anymore. Yeah, I've been out here at 137,000 plays.
Coach, why am I out here? I'm 350. I'm fat and tired.
The other big news today, the Miami Dolphins, they have found their general manager. They are hiring the Green Bay Packers Vice President of Player Personnel, John Eric Sullivan. He will be your new Miami
Does that
Dolphins
mean
general manager.
Malik Willis is going to be your new quarterback? There's a connection there.
Yep. He brought him in. Y'all sent something where it said he's great at, like, I guess his track record of drafting college guys is pretty good. So that's where I think we failed, or we didn't do anything. Chris Greer failed in the past. they don't take our word for anything.
If I said to you, you're not going to have Harbaugh and Joe Burrow, you're going to have Matt LaFleur and Malik Willis.
Malik Willis doesn't
Mike
move.
McCarthy and Malik Willis.
Malik Willis doesn't move me, Hawk. He might be even to Tua almost. He's not a great quarterback.
Well, I mean, for like a bridge, you need a gap
Yeah, I mean,
year,
not for
2
the
years
future, but next season.
Until you find your rookie or the next guy. Sure.
I'll take Malik Willis, yeah. But not over Joe Burrow. Hawk, I think you set a bar a little too high on that front end.
I just wanted to make sure that I could keep everybody on my side.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah, a couple names to watch according to Marcel Louis-Jacques. Anthony Campanile. Remember him? He's the guy. Campanelli, excuse me. He's the guy that stole everybody's
Chamomile
heart.
is the tea that you have. Keep your
I'm
throat
hard
after a 3-hour talk show with Tommy Tig during the biggest sporting event in the world, talking nothing about it. You have yourself a glass of nice hot chamomile.
And Mike McCarthy as well. The Super Bowl winning head coach, Mike McCarthy.
Campanelli, remember, he was the breakout star when the Dolphins were on Hard Knocks. Yeah. Like, that was the only fun part of it.
As a head coach, though, that would be interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that kind of energy. I mean, it'd certainly be different than Mike McDaniel.
Yeah, but can you keep that up every day for years? You run out of juice.
Anything else? Because I want to have time with Twan Solana.
Just your weather in South Florida, glorious. I mean, how could it not be glorious today? Happens to be a nice day, though.
Today is a glorious day. Twan Russell's next. Gulfstream Park. You want to talk about glorious weekend at Gulfstream Park. The championship meet is on. There's live racing every Thursday through Sunday. Yeah.
What was that?
Yeah.
You need some Campanile.
I do need some Campanile. Every Thursday through Sunday, witness the nation's top horses and jockeys compete on the iconic Gulfstream track and enjoy the thrill of racing all season long. We got a lot of exciting stuff coming up at Gulfstream Park. We are going to do the show live there Friday the 23rd. That's the day before the Pegasus. The Pegasus, biggest day of the year at Gulfstream. That's going to be there Saturday the 24th. There's still limited tickets left. They're going to sell out. You can get them at GulfstreamPark.com, but we will do the show live there Friday the 23rd from 10 Palms Restaurant. So hopefully you can come out for that. And then you've got the Holy Bull Stakes coming up January 31st. The following weekend, experience the thrill as the top 3-year-olds make their season debut in that pivotal prep race, setting the tone for an unforgettable championship meet. And that is a great day on the 31st as well. It's Taste at the Track, tacos and tequila. Enjoy a variety of Latin-inspired dishes paired with your favorite premium tequilas, handcrafted cocktails. It's all in the Flamingo Room, which boasts some of the best views in South Florida. So get your Holy Bull Stakes tickets, get your Pegasus tickets, get your Taste at the Track tickets, and get all the info now at GulfstreamPark.com.
You're listening to the Hoch, Crowder, and Solana Show.
Guys, we are Miami. We are the U. That's gotta mean everything.
Go
I mean, what a day. What a day. We got to celebrate with our friend Twan Russell here. He is on the Toyota of Hollywood hotline. Twan played linebacker for the Hurricanes in the 90s, played linebacker for the Dolphins, too. He's the athletic director at St. Thomas, has the very successful Russell Education Foundation, a great charitable organization in South Florida. But this dude is South Florida born and raised. I mean, Twan, you're a Cane, you're a Dolphin. You were chanting on social media last night. We all saw the video. It's great to be a Miami Hurricane. Talk about it. What does a trip to the national championship game mean to this Canes football program?
It's great to be a Miami Hurricane.
You haven't stopped since last night.
Man, it literally, I had emotions between wanting to run down the street, cry, like my wife sitting here like she's laughing, my kids were laughing, but you know what? It would be one of the most memorable experiences that I've had in a long time. I mean, these kids deserve it. And when you look at a head coach that came in, I mean, people forget it's just only 4 years ago that Cristobal came in, and to have the vision and the cojones to say, this is what we're going to do, and then go off and pull it off and put this program in a place it hasn't been in over 20 years. That tells you what type of man he is. That tells you his belief in our university. And that tells you the type of people he brought in, because every single person he brought in, he says, hey, this is the vision. This is the destination. Don't join us unless you're trying to get there. And he's gone out and got the right people. And we're going to be walking into our own stadium January 19th to have an opportunity to do something that no one else has ever done in the world. And it's so exciting to be able to see his vision come to fruition. And I'm so proud of him, so proud of the program. And it means so much to South Florida, because there are kids right now who have never seen the University of Miami on top. And for them to feel that, it's just an amazing place to be as a program and as a Tri-County area.
And Twan, speaking of Mario Cristobal, you say his vision. What about the identity or the toughness he brought to this whole, I guess, hell, the whole city, state maybe, of they ran for 519 yards combined in 3 playoff games. He told you what I'm about to do. You knew what was about to happen. Hawk even said it. Hell, I wanted to just run the ball the whole second half. You physically told Ole Miss, you are not tougher than us. We're going to whoop you for 4 quarters, and they did it. The identity of this team that he's implemented, and now you're seeing it at the highest level.
If you just take out the penalties, I mean, Ole Miss, I think, had 2. I mean, I forget how many penalties. They only had a couple penalties. I mean, we had a whole bunch of penalties. If you just take out the penalties that the University of Miami had, on paper, we dominate them. We destroy them. And this team has really taken the personality of Cristobal and Mario. I mean, the things that you see from Mario on the sideline, pumping the fist, it's not, contrived. It's not something he's just doing. He's showing you from his standpoint how he expects his team to play. Fierce, with energy, dominating. I mean, to see those DBs come downhill at the end of those games and start pounding on those wide receivers, they didn't want to catch the ball. To see that defense start to, dig in and start saying, you know what, they were bend not break, and start to play real physical. And yeah, there's some long plays at the end of it, but to see our team dig in and figure it out, we haven't seen that in so long. There's been so many times that we've seen our team go the wrong direction in this moment. And that's how you know there's been a transformation, because 2 years ago, I remember, I was like, my first year, okay, Mario needs 4 years. But 2 years ago, I remember jumping on the bandwagon thinking, we're here. And we weren't. Now you can see what he's talking about. He needed this time. He needed to be able to bring the people into our school and mold them. And now they're taking the form of him. And you can see on the sideline all that energy and all that stuff that you see for him. It's not just false bravado. That's a grown man, some leading men. And those men are going out and doing what they're being taught every day. And it's so exciting to see that stuff come to fruition. I am so excited to see what's going to happen in 10 days.
Hey, Twan, take me back to last night because Carson Beck scores a touchdown. I think there's 18 seconds to go. And in 2 plays, they're at the 35. And then the Hail Mary shot, there's some contact in the back of the end zone. How long did you keep staring at the screen and just waiting to make sure? Just to make sure, because I think I kept staring for like 25 seconds before I finally said it's actually over, because we all have PTSD in that building.
It's funny you said that. I expected the push. I was like, okay, they're gonna. I expect them to get somewhere within, 40 yards of the end zone. They got a little bit closer than I had hoped, but then to see that now they're gonna throw this bomb. As they're playing the replay, my only saving grace is that the cornerback wasn't initiating the contact. He was backpedaling, looking at the ball, and the receiver was running after him. And that's what saved us. That's what saved us on the pass interference, because he didn't engage in the contact. The receiver was running into him. He had a hand out, kind of bracing himself with his eyes on the ball. But not very many wide receivers. Not very many referees are going to call a penalty that late in the game, except for at Ohio State a few years back. But I stared at the screen.
I forgot it. Is it Bo Porter? What the hell was his name?
Terry Porter.
Terry Porter. Bo Porter used to be third base coach for the Marlins.
So I stared at the screen for a while just to make sure, though.
Yeah, I stared at it as well. Do you think that Carson Beck and Malachi Toney, coming off of last night's game, both of them now will be talked about the way we talk about certain Hurricane legends in certain moments? Again, I understand this wasn't the national championship game, but it was to get you there, and it was also to exercise the demon of the Fiesta Bowl. Malachi Toney with the touchdown before Carson Beck's, and then Carson Beck's drive with a little over 3 minutes to go. Are they now in the book?
I think they're being written. I don't think the story is being told. We still have another, game to go. So I think that the final story, the period after the sentence, will happen after the 19th. But I don't think that they're being written into the book, but the book hasn't been published. I think to be able to say that they are legends today scares me, because legends win championships, and for them, they're knocking on the door. And let's see what they do at the end of it. And they may have a legendary performance in that championship game, but I'm always concerned about giving something to somebody while they still have room to improve or not, because they can go into this next game and it not go well. But if they go into this next game and play the way they did tonight, it's going to be Carson Beck. It's going to be Malachi Toney. It's going to be a list and a laundry list of people that are going to be on that list. So I don't know if they're legendary yet, but I definitely know the book has been written. It just hasn't been published.
How about, is Carson Beck worth all the $4 million that he got paid to come to Miami this season?
I hope he had a bonus in there. I hope he. I don't know if that's legal. I hope he had a bonus. One of the best plays I've seen him make all season is that scramble at the end of the game. He ran into the end zone. Those are the things that he saved for these big moments. He's ran more in the last, during the last few games during this time that he's done all season. So he saved those special things for the big moments, and he's shown a different side of himself. We all know he could run the ball, but he didn't do a lot of it. To be able to see him run and move the ball around and be the full version of himself, this is what we were waiting on, and I'm excited that he was able to do some of that stuff, at least last night.
Did you feel confident, Twan, when there was just over 3 minutes left and you knew that he was going to have to put together a drive? Hopefully that wasn't going to end in a field goal. Hopefully that was going to end in a touchdown, that he had 3 minutes essentially to bring them down the field and score a touchdown. Did you feel very confident in Carson Beck in that moment?
I felt, it's funny you asked that question. I felt very comfortable. I felt very comfortable all the way up until we kicked the ball off after Carson Beck scored. I was nervous because we've all been there where we get into, the deeper defenses and the safeties are paying back, the linebackers are paying back. I was afraid of something, a throw, a toss, a pitch back, or something funky happens that, maybe somebody gets out. That's what I was nervous about. That was at the end of the game, the last 18 seconds, that's when I really got nervous. That's when I started to sweat. I was like, I couldn't take it anymore because now they have to play that way. But then somebody trips and falls. Now you got the miracle miracle play in Arizona that we're going to have to live down. That's when I got nervous. But I had a lot of confidence that we were going to be able to get down the field. And we ran the ball, we threw the ball. I still say that, people don't believe me, but I still say that catch that Malachi Tony, that one-handed catch, if you slow it down, the front of his foot touched and the back of it rocked. I understand why they called it out, but just if you see an adjustment from the front to the back of the foot, that means the front of the foot was in bounds, but you have to have clear evidence that he caught the ball, and we didn't.
Yeah, that's one thing. It's dumb with that rule is that if the toe hits, you got to touch your toe and snatch it out the air real fast. Because if your foot continues to drop, right? Now that's a silly rule. I've seen it twice. That's the second time I've seen it. The rule is crazy. But speaking about catching, Twan, if them damn DBs would have caught them 4 interceptions, the game would have been 60-3.
That was crazy.
Man, that's crazy. They need to put some Velcro or some when I was a kid, we used to talk about putting chicken grease on our hands.
Stick them, man.
No, we couldn't. I'm from Lauderdale Lakes. We couldn't afford to stick them. We used to talk about going to get some chicken grease and let the chicken grease get real sticky on your hand. I was a kid. I was a young man. I didn't know no better. But we were talking about getting some chicken grease and going out there playing.
You didn't go over to Sport Mart and get yourself a little jar of Stickum?
Man, we had no Sport Mart in South Florida. Sport Mart don't sound like it was. Where's Sport Mart?
That was in Chicago. That was like Dick's in Chicago. Yeah. Sport Mart.
Yeah, we just got a Dick's. We didn't have Dick's until 2020.
Do you remember Stickum, Solana? Or are you too young to remember Stickum?
From the Little Giants, the movie.
No, that's fine.
Come on, guys.
Didn't a whole bunch of guys get in trouble in the NFL for Stickum?
Yeah, because they used to literally wear it almost as gloves. They put so much Stickum on their hands that you couldn't even see their hands.
That was the issue. Stickum and silicone. Did they have Channing? Did they have silicone when you were playing? Were they sneaking it on their jerseys?
Yeah, the blue. They had the silicone. Then they had the stuff you put underneath the tape to stick the tape on. You could spray that on, right. And if you rub it together real hard and warm it up, it gets sticky. They gonna always find something, Twan. I didn't need it because I got Velcro hands anyway.
That's why you're on defense. Yeah.
They got smart. They started testing jerseys and swabbing hands. They started doing all kinds of stuff.
Man, what a night. Twan, are you real quick, because there's also the Dolphins stuff going on. Were you surprised that Mike McDaniel was fired yesterday?
Man, I wasn't paying him. I love the Dolphins. Don't get me wrong. I didn't learn that until today.
Stop it.
I didn't. I promise you, I was so locked in yesterday. I didn't know nothing. I only focused on that game. I didn't find out until today.
That is funny.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised, and I'll tell you why. We have tried it a couple different ways. We've fired coaches, kept GMs, fired coaches, and I think at some point you have to make a decision on what you want. And and honestly, I don't know anything of what's going on, but my guess is while they're going through the interview process, as they're narrowing down the candidates, they probably have narrowed down either to a couple, and they've probably said, hey, I want to start over, and you might as well rip the Band-Aid off and keep it moving. But I do believe if you're in a situation where things aren't working, you got to completely start over. And as much as we like McDaniels, and he's a great guy and people love his energy, sometimes to get to where you need to be, you got to make hard decisions with people that you like. So I'm not completely surprised that they did that. I'm not saying I think it's needed or not, but I'm not surprised that they had to make that decision, because at the end of the day, we are trying to win a championship. And if you bring somebody in, if they're going to build this program, they want to make sure whoever the leader is of those men on that field, that person, their livelihoods are in line together, and there's no difference between the two.
Juan Russell, former Cane, former Dolphin, longtime friend of the program. Get us into your suite for the national championship game. All right, Twan?
Yeah, I'm just going to put it out there. If anybody needs someone in their suite or they need someone to come hang out with them, me and my wife, it's only 2 tickets. You can just let us know. I am looking. I'm making phone calls. I have gotten some offers, but I'm not willing not to pay my mortgage to go to the game.
Right.
So you guys let me know if anybody has some tickets. Let me know. I'm begging right now. A former NFL player, former Cane, St. Thomas Aquinas High School.
You've got the bona fides. You should be there. You've got the bona fides. You should be there in a suite. You and me, 2 proud Hurricanes. You and me, Twan.
Hey, if somebody don't give me tickets, I may have to boycott some people. I don't know.
Any chance if you do get 2, you would take me instead of your wife?
You out your mind.
All right, see you, Twan.
You're not going to get me in trouble.
Mess up my happy home.
See you, Twan. We appreciate you.
Hey, God bless you guys. Take care.
There you go, Twan Russell. It is great to be a Miami Hurricane. It's the beginning of the year. Perfect time to visit International Jewelers Exchange. Maybe you got a little year-end bonus. Maybe you got some holiday spending cash. You can find something special for yourself or someone you love at International Jewelers Exchange. Incredible timepieces, diamonds, gold, custom-made jewelry. And I said yesterday, and the truth is here, before you know it, it's going to be Valentine's Day. So you get started now so that you give her the gift she's always been dreaming of. Imagine giving her a Valentine's Day gift that she's going to cherish forever. The place to make that happen is International Jewelers Exchange. With over 40 years in business and 3 convenient South Florida locations, they really are your jewelry superstore. Now, if you never stepped foot in International Jewelers Exchange before, go visit. There's more than 150 individual jewelers, all family-owned and operated, to choose from. It's under one roof, and you literally will be able to find anything you're looking for. So if you want to custom design a piece of jewelry, and imagine how much she would love that for Valentine's, you want to custom design it, that's no problem at International Jewelers Exchange, because you're not dealing with salespeople. You're engaging with actual jewelers who have over 50 years experience, and the prices are wholesale to the public. You'll see items up to 70% off retail. So go visit International Jewelers Exchange. Boca Raton, it's on Glades Road, just west of the Turnpike. Aventura, a block south of Aventura Mall, and in Boynton Beach at Boynton Beach Boulevard and Military Trail. The International Jewelers Exchange, unbeatable by design.
You're listening to the Hoch, Crowder, and Solana Show.
No time left. No time left. Miami wins. Miami wins. We're going to the national championship.
And I came
We back at it with the steady, Hotman, Crowder, and Solana. 305, cafecito time, dame una colada. Got some interviews next, always got dope guests. Get the cesspool live, dropping comments and likes. We about to get right, talking sports, my G. Listen to Odyssey and 104.3. Live and back on GeorgiaMusic.com. Hitting it at the park like a Matt Mervis bomb off power. Get ready for the 3 o'clock hour. Get ready for the 3 o'clock hour. Get ready for the 3 o'clock hour. Get ready for that 3 o'clock. Ready for that 3 o'clock. Are you ready for the 3 o'clock? Are you ready for that 3 o'clock?
Well, all of America has been waiting for this moment for Carson Beck. He's got 3 minutes and 13 seconds and 2 timeouts remaining.
I think all the stuff that we saw on when he was on his way in, and him as the year has gone on, just getting more and more comfortable with the system. I mean, I've always said I think he's an elite competitor, an elite quarterback, and he doesn't get fazed by anything. And he has absolutely no concern about personal accolades. The dude just wants to win.
The biggest moment of the year right here. Exactly 1 minute to play. Beck in the shotgun. Looks over the defense. Bauman in motion. Here's the snap. They rush forward. Beck looks. He fires. It's caught at the 20-yard line. Down to the 18-yard line. Baby. It's Keelan Marion with a first down with 55 seconds to go in the game. 37 seconds to play. The ball at the Ole Miss 19. Beck looks over the Ole Miss defense. Takes, drops, play fakes, looks down the middle. Caught at the 8-yard line by Marion. Miami's inside the 10. That's a first down. They're 8 yards away from glory. What a game. So many twists and turns. We're down to 31 seconds. It's Marty Brown in the backfield. Beck takes. He gives Brown to the 5, to the 4, to the 3-yard line goes Marty Brown. Clock is stopped with 23 seconds to go. Second and goal for Miami at the 3. Miami is 3 yards away.
You all right?
Of going to the national championship game.
You all right?
I don't know. I don't know. Here comes the big moment for the University of Miami, the biggest moment perhaps in the last 23 years. Beck holds his hands out, takes, drops, looks, looks. Wants to throw. Carson Beck into the end zone. He runs it in over the left side. Carson Beck takes it in for a Miami touchdown. Miami touchdown for Carson Beck. Is that the winning moment? It's a 3-yard touchdown for Carson Beck. And Miami has a 30-27 lead with 18 seconds to go in the game.
'Cause it's the Canes, baby.
6 seconds from going to the national championship. Snap. Chambliss drifts to his left. He lets it fly deep in the end zone. It is knocked away. Knocked away. Incomplete. No time left. No time left. Miami wins. Miami wins. Miami's going to the national championship, Don. We're going to the national championship.
Pack your bags.
Is it officially over in the desert this time? 23 years later, there are no flags, and Miami has won. Miami's going to the national championship. Carson Beck is your Hurricanes hero, and the Hurricanes will play for the national championship.
Mario Cristobal, he came home to take his Hurricanes to the national championship game, and he did it. Promise delivered.
I mean, shoot that straight into my veins every hour.
It was fun.
Can you imagine what was going on in that radio booth? And just great stuff from Don Bailey Jr. and Joe Zagacki. I mean, sure, does DBJ talk all over Joe Z when he's making a very important call? Sure. Was I watching Scott Van Pelt last night after the game and they played that call? matched up to Beck's touchdown and you couldn't understand what was happening because DBJ's screaming all over Joe Zagacki? Sure, but we love DBJ and we love Joe Zagacki. It's just pure and it's honest. But he asks him there, are you okay, Joe? Can you imagine what was going on with Joe in that booth? Because you know, he bleeds orange and green. We know that nobody roots for the Canes like Joe Zagacki, maybe John Michaels, those two guys. And can you imagine? Because I know how I was feeling, and I went to UM, but I'm not the level of fan that Joe Zagacki or John Michaels is. When it felt like this dominating game was slipping away, it was almost incomprehensible to put it into words. I cannot imagine what was going on in Joe's mind as he was trying to call that game. It felt like it was slipping away there at the end.
That final drive, those third downs, the peak in Joe Zagacki's blood pressure, ups and downs of that drive, and then they just got 18 seconds left. Yeah, Trinidad Chambliss likes 18 seconds because he's gonna go down to the 30-yard line in that time. I'm not even because there was a lot on the line. That's why the game was big time game. But the fourth quarter was one of the most climactic ups and downs either way, if you're an Ole Miss fan or Canes fan.
So the Hurricanes will be underdogs to either Oregon or Indiana. I think what they showed last night on ESPN, I think they were maybe a 5 or 5.5 point dog to Indiana and maybe 2.5 to Oregon. Do I have that right?
I saw 3, but same ballpark.
So somewhere in that neighborhood. Do you've watched them 3 college football playoff games now? Texas A&M, Ohio State, and last night Ole Miss. And by the way, none of those opponents easy. None of them. That wasn't James Madison, And Texas A&M at College Station, that ain't easy. So you've seen them 3 times.
Yeah.
Do you like them against either Oregon or Indiana, one more than the other? Like, what would be your ideal matchup?
I like the Oregon matchup because Indiana also has the build of the trenches, the polished quarterback. Like I don't want to play Indiana because they're very UM-ish. I want to play Oregon, who's a more wide open, more graceful team. And I think Ole Miss was a more graceful team. And that's why I think we beat the hell out of Ole Miss because of the fact that they don't want that physicality. Indiana loves the physicality. Their coach is that lunatic dude too. So I think the matchup is too similar with Indiana. That's why I want to play Oregon.
Right. Ole Miss, you kind of like, you go, you're a finesse team. Okay, let us punch you in the face a couple times and see how you handle that. You're not a trench team, and I'm kind of with you. Oregon would be that same type of opponent like from last night.
Indiana's the guy you punch in the mouth and he licks his own blood off his lip and says, ha, 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 ha.
Right.
Yeah, I don't want to fight him.
Ooh, it tastes like my blood sugar's a little low tonight.
I don't want to. But I brought it up earlier, man. I looked into it because I heard the stats. 191 rushing yards last night, 153 against Ohio State, 175 against Texas A&M. Like, Mark Fletcher is probably the MVP of this playoff run, if you really want to be honest about what's going on here.
God, he's automatic. He's automatic. And like we know that he had the flu last night, but man, at 100% with that line in front of him,
yes.
I mean, we dare you to stop him.
It was a run sometime in the third quarter, and Mark got the ball, and they hit him immediately. Somebody grabbed his leg. He got 16 yards on the rush. Somebody just picked his little ass up and just started carrying him down the field. It was a 16-yard run, and you didn't see Mark Fletcher the entire time. It was just a bunch of meat
It was
holes
just
around.
a mass of players and dust.
And that was kind of like, it felt at that point, and I think they ran the ball again the next play. It looked like nothing, but it was 8.5 yards, 2nd and 2. And I was like, this is looking like the Canes have them where they want them. And I love that fourth quarter drive, man. It was like a first down inside the 20 where they weren't supposed to run the ball. Nobody runs the ball in this situation. Mario said, you know what? Let me just show you one more time that we're tougher than you, and went and got the first down. I love that part of it. I love Mario's physical arrogance.
I think the question is not what matchup is better, Hawk. What storyline do we like more in the Natty?
They're both great.
Because Fernando Mendoza coming back to Miami to play against the Hurricanes, or Mario Cristobal getting to slay the Oregon Duck Dragon. Like, I genuinely, I don't know which one is better. And I do love that despite Carson Beck not being able to play Georgia and slay that dragon, he had his redemption yesterday against everybody, including Crowder and Lane Kiffin, which that video is going viral. Like
when Lane was on the pivot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you were laughing about him getting $4.1 million or whatever, but the fact that he got the opportunity yesterday to have that moment and kind of remind everybody, like, yo, I'm that dude. Still, you've all been chirping, but I'm that dude.
Fellas, when he was throwing for 106 yards in playoff games, I sounded okay saying, hey, is he worth $4 million? He wasn't balling against Texas A&M or Ohio State. Let's be honest. When I'm wrong, I'm wrong. That man showed out last night. What were they, like 9 for 13 on third downs or something crazy? He showed out, and it was on his shoulder. He wasn't. I say Mark Fletcher is the MVP because just the mass of carries he had and the yards he's got. But the third down conversions, the stuff that he did, then the touchdown run, the game winning touchdown, bro. I had to eat crow, as they call. I'm eating some crow today on Carson Beck.
The real question is anyone going to get hooked up with tickets?
No.
Now, my belief is RC, Ryan Clark, can get tickets. Ryan Clark knows how to pull strings. Ryan Clark knows how to call in favors. So if I had to guess if any of the four of us up on the screen right now are going to be at the Natty, it would be Crowder because he can push on Ryan Clark. I texted last night after the game Jim Larinaga, and I said, Coach, you got to put me in your suite for the national championship game.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, I need to find one as well.
Well,
then I texted Gino Toretta, and I said, Gino, I'm going to need to be in your suite next Monday night.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, I need to find tickets as well. And I responded, you won a Heisman Trophy.
The good answer.
He's going to join us today, by the way, a little bit later on.
So Gino and Coach L are going to be standing out with the I need ticket sign outside Hard Rock?
I don't know. I can't imagine that Gino Toretta will not be there because I just that's hard to believe. He's a Heisman Trophy winner. And Jim Larinaga, come on, this is the home stadium. But I need someone to put me in their pocket and carry me into a suite with them as if I was some sort of swizzle stick. And I am not too proud to be that swizzle stick.
You want to be a swizzle stick?
I will be anything to get into a suite.
When Florida played Ohio State in Arizona national championship game, I was on the sideline, and I'm not a Heisman Trophy winner. That Gino can get tickets.
I believe Gino could stand on the sidelines all game long. I believe Gino wants to be in a suite. I think he wants to go down, enjoy Ray Lewis and Warren Sapp and everyone else who will be there, but I don't think he wants to watch the game on the sidelines. I think he'd like to be with his family in a suite.
You know, he's not going to enjoy this Michael Irvin because he's aggressive on the sideline.
Ooh.
He'll slap your back real hard and push you in the kidney. And hey, I don't want to be around him on the sideline.
Did he do the belt to ass last night?
He did.
Did he do it?
Did.
I missed it.
Yeah. He went belt to ass.
I guess
it's a
it's
tradition.
working.
You gotta do it at this point.
Yeah.
Get-in tickets are like over $3,000 for the highest, the furthest back up on the highest level.
Yeah.
$3+ grand. That's obviously what happens when the national championship game features a home team with a fan base that's been waiting over 2 decades to get to a moment like this. Like, that's going to be crazy.
I went on, StubHub, or it's one of those things where they have the stadium picture.
Yeah.
And the most expensive ticket I saw was like $22,000 for a single seat.
I mean, that's got to be what, 1 week from the pivot?
Excuse me?
I say that's got to be 1 week from the pivot. You guys are printing money over there, no?
See this hotel I'm in? I just killed a rat and the AC broke.
All right, let's do a quick look at the headlines. Alex Dono is going to talk Canes with us this hour. Headlines are brought to you by Doral Kia. You always pay less with your Pricito at Doral Kia. Visit them at Doral Kia or DoralKia.com.
Feels like the Hurricanes keep winning. You guys saw they're going to host one of the top quarterbacks, considered the best remaining quarterback in the portal, Sam Levitt. Played at Arizona State. I know he had visits with Texas Tech, but they don't need a QB anymore. And then Kentucky, LSU, and Tennessee as well. But how about him visiting following that type of victory?
I also saw, just regarding last night's game, the NCAA has declined Chambliss's bid to play, a sixth year?
A 6 year. He's been denied eligibility by the NCAA, according to Pete Thamel. They're going to appeal it, I imagine. But if they don't win the appeal, which is never likely, his college career ended last night.
Oh, wait, I'm getting a text here from John Ruth from the Sports Hall of Fame and Museum. I'm doing this whole thing about getting tickets, and then I see a text coming in from him. I'm like, wait a second, I think John Ruth might be offering me tickets. But no, it's just some stats.
Huh.
Hey, Ruth, you got two chances to make it back on this show. Either you're taking me to the Masters or you're taking me to the Natty.
You got a better chance to go to the Masters.
Crowder, don't you have a restaurant at Hard Rock Stadium?
I have people there, but this is too big for anything I've ever done in my life.
I mean, this is a Super Bowl. I'm literally getting texts from people going, "Hey, I'm interested. Can you get tickets?" I'm like, I'm interested in a lot. I'd like to go see the Oscars one day. You can't get tickets.
People are texting Asia. Hey, can Chan have any hookup with the bowl game? No. It's too big. It's too big.
You don't need like an extra line cook or something, a crack?
Hey, man, I want to go to space. You got something? You got me?
Yes, I'll hook you up for space. And that's why now you need to be able to hook us up.
I'm telling you, it's RC. It's not Crowder. RC can make this happen.
RC's going to be there. He's working.
I know.
But he's working. He's going to be down on the field at that little.
I'm just telling you, RC is the kind of guy, whatever event he wants to go to, if he wants tickets, he will. He does not hesitate. I'm guessing because I don't know him. He does not hesitate to pick up the phone, call people, and bend some favors. Why would you bend a favor? But
what is he doing?
I don't know. But he has no problem leaning on people to get tickets or access to where he wants to go. Crowder doesn't like to do that. That's not Crowder's thing. Crowder likes free stuff, but he doesn't like to be the leaner to get the stuff. Yeah. I don't think RC cares about being the leaner.
Let me see if he can bend some favors.
Yeah, ask him if he can bend some favors for your radio crew.
What are you doing for favors, Hoch?
I was about to say,
hey, I'll bend for these.
Absolutely. I'm going to get these tickets.
I've been staying limber for 56 years for a reason.
Got the loosest hamstrings around, brother.
Goodness gracious.
The Dolphins have a new GM, gentlemen. Welcome John Eric Sullivan to Miami.
Now, this is interesting to me. Yahoo Sports did a list of the 8 NFL head coaching vacancies from least attractive to most attractive.
Mm-hmm.
When there's that many openings and you're a highly coveted coach, you have your choice. John Harbaugh, obviously. The least attractive, according to Yahoo Sports, is the Miami Dolphins. Out of all the head coaching vacancies. Says on the bright side, the new head coach can live in South Florida and also comes in with a new general manager. After that, there's not much to get excited about. Dolphins are about to go into salary cap and quarterback danger zone with the team likely moving on from Tua. The Dolphins were already in bad cap shape, and moving on from Tagovailoa is going to make it worse. Many of the teams looking for an opening are seen as poor organizations, but the Dolphins are too. They haven't won a playoff game since the 2000 season, which is the longest drought in the NFL. Miami's roster is bad. The quarterback situation is bad. The cap situation is bad. The recent history of the franchise is bad. Good luck.
Yeah. I agree. A lot of ugly people don't know they're ugly till somebody else tells them. And it's ugly. The cap thing is really what's no quarterback, bad cap. You can't go get a quarterback. There's not any quarterbacks in the world. And now you don't want your highest paid player on your team. It's just, it's not. And what's the name? Scott Van Pelt, whatever this three-name man is. We don't know if he's good at being a GM. The guy from Green Bay. It's not Scott Van Pelt. It's Scott Pelly Larson.
That's right. Pella Larson.
Yeah.
I got a text from John Ruth. Masters is possible. This one, no chance.
Did you tell him about the bins?
Can't he just dress up as Sebastian?
Great call. Why can't we all just dress up as Sebastian?
I imagine he has a couple Sebastian. I don't want to call it a costume. I imagine it's called an outfit in the mascot world. I imagine he has a couple laying around, no? Like some vintage ones. And they're not going to not let Sebastian into the game.
Right. You can go as Sebastian. I'll go as the Miami Maniac. Jimmy and Crowder go as Harry and Harriet Kane.
I'm down. I'm the boy, Jimmy. Establish that now.
Right. Don't even think about looking at any other costume besides Harriet.
Don't mess this up for me, Jimmy.
The Heat and Bulls was postponed yesterday due to condensation on the court because everybody knows the Chicago Bulls Mickey Mouse organization, the United Center Mickey Mouse Stadium, deep dish pizza, overrated, ridiculous last night.
Saw something online today, speaking of Chicago, for the Packers-Bears game Saturday night. Darren Ravel tweeted out, the cheapest price for the closest indoor garage spot by Soldier Field. Now, there's exterior lots at Soldier Field, but it's going to be freezing cold and snowing all game long. So then you're going to get out to your car and, and it's probably $100 to park out there. The cheapest price for the closest indoor garage spot is $538.
That's just the park.
That's the park.
That's ridiculous. Well, supply and demand. It makes sense.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
We're close to having to take a break here, so I want to get into later, if we have enough time, just what's going on in your mind last night as this Heat game's getting delayed and delayed. The Canes game is going on. You're stuck on the radio, on the AM band because the football game is on the FM dial, and you're just filling time at this point, and no one's listening because if you're a sports fan, even if you're a diehard Heat fan, they're in a condensation delay. You're not sitting through that on the radio. You're just going to watch the Canes game.
You want to know what's going through my mind? We'll talk off the air because I can't express the feelings, the sentiments I had towards the NBA, Hawk, the NBA yesterday.
They let it go on too long. Just call it. You know that they're not going to be able to get rid of that kind of moisture from a stadium that size.
There should be a window, a 60-minute, whatever you want to do, a 30-minute, 60-minute cap for any type of delay in a stadium for a game. And after that cap, you can't prolong it because it's ridiculous. Whatever. It was a joke. Just a joke yesterday.
They get that moist. It rained outside.
So it was rainy and humid, unexpectedly humid in Chicago for this time of year.
Unexpectedly warm, and they had a Blackhawks game the night before. So the ice is underneath the wood. But, I mean, that's commonplace. But because of how humid and how warm it was outdoors, there was just terrible effects. I mean, they had guys literally with towels that spent 2 hours. I mean, you want to talk about who had the rough go at it last night? The dudes in the United Center paid with towels, the towel boys, I imagine, just trying to take away the condensation, but it kept coming back.
Right, because we all know how condensation works. It's not like a spill that you clean up.
Yeah.
So they lowered the air conditioner in there, but it's a gigantic stadium. Remember for the Winter Classic at Lone Depot Park, they lowered the air conditioner in there 3 weeks before the game started in order to avoid something like this. The Bulls were like, lower the air down to 60. See if this works. A 4 million square foot arena.
And do they walk in 20 minutes before the game starts? Like, wouldn't this be handled sometime before this?
Yeah, that was the weird part where they all went through warm-ups and nobody mentioned a single thing until right before. I'm talking about Crowder. The players are on the court, and that's when they're all kind of sliding around, and that's when the discussion started. Nobody seemed to think to check this before. I don't know, but 2 hours and 12 minutes spent just waiting.
Oh, I gotta listen to this podcast. I know this is good.
Oh, I mean, it's got to be incredible. All right, anything else, Solana?
Your weather in South Florida, it is a glorious day outside. It's warm outside, not as warm as the United Center was last night. That's your weather.
We're talking Canes with Alex Dono in the next segment. Guys, it's the new year, and maybe improving your health is one of your big resolutions. But if you're tired and you're low on energy, you're not sleeping well, you don't see progress in the gym, staying committed can be tough. Atlantic Men's Clinic can likely help with your New Year's resolution because the symptoms I just mentioned are often signs of low testosterone, and low T causes so many problems. You know, if you listen to this show, low sex drive, bad sleep, unproductive workouts, decreased energy, brain fog. And instead of just attributing that to your age, there are treatments that can give you back your vibrancy. So if you're feeling like that, treat the low T, go to Atlantic Men's Clinic, change your life. I go there once a week for a testosterone shot. I am 56 years old. I am telling you, I wish I had started with Atlantic Men's Clinic sooner. I feel better. In your early to mid 30s, you start losing 2 to 3% of your testosterone production every year. So it's gradual, but then all of a sudden you get to your mid 50s, you don't feel like you did in your 20s or 30s. So schedule a consultation at Atlantic Men's Clinic. That is the start to feeling better. They have 7 locations in South Florida, including their new office in Hollywood. Call them at 877-455-7300, 877-455-7300, or visit AtlanticMen'sClinic.com.
You're listening to the Hoch, Crowder, and Solana Show.
Beck holds his hands out, takes, drops,
To the
looks,
right, to the
looks,
right.
looked, wants to
Run
throw,
it,
he's going to
baby,
run,
you got
Beck's
it,
in
you
open
got it,
field,
you got it.
Carson Beck into the end zone, he runs it in.
And Canes
That's the way you bring on Dono. Let's rock and roll. Alex Dono's on the Toyota of Hollywood hotline. He hosts the Locked On Canes podcast, hosts our post-game coverage on 104.3 FM WQAM. He is a Hurricane through and through. So, Dono, can you put into words what a trip to the College Football National Championship means to this program and Mario Cristobal after the season we watched?
Nobody loves this program more than Mario Cristobal. And I think about, when I had a chance to interview him at the ACC Media Days last July, and he knows how obsessed I am with Miami. I remember him telling me after the interview off camera, he looks me in the eyes. He's like, I'm going to bring this thing back to where it needs to be. I promise you, I'm going to bring this thing back. And I didn't think we would get this far this year. I mean, obviously now you get to the championship game, you better win the whole thing. But even to be at this point, Hoch, for a team that I thought was pretty good and pretty competitive preseason, but I was thinking, okay, this is the year where you try to get into the playoff for the first time. Maybe you can win a playoff game, kind of show that you're on the way back. I didn't imagine that Miami would get into the CFP and then go through the gauntlet they've had to go through. You talk about battle-tested. You have to go on the road to Texas A&M to beat them in their stadium. Then you have to knock off the defending champs. And then you have to beat, I guess Ole Miss is not the team we expected, but they beat Georgia, and they were the last team standing in the SEC. You had to go out and beat one of the most dynamic offenses in the country, and now we await the winner of Indiana, Oregon, and you get to play in your home stadium. So, I mean, never in my wildest dreams did I imagine this could actually happen this year.
Dono, in that fourth quarter, 4 lead changes in the fourth quarter, one of the best football games I've watched in a long time, and what was on the line, it was a great game. I've watched the Canes all year, and I was so confident in their defense stepping up. When the defense was on the field, I thought, oh, they get the ball back. It was the offense I was kind of worried about getting in the end zone. It swung for me last night. When were you most nervous, when Carson Beck was out there or when Chambliss was out there?
It's funny, you talk about, because you didn't really have a horse in the race, although I saw you throw up the U a few minutes ago. But
he did.
It may have been exciting for you. I was breathing into a paper bag during the fourth quarter. I was full panic mode. But, and usually, Crowder, the way you said it is right. Normally, Miami's defense is in that situation needing a stop. They're probably going to get an interception. They're going to get 2 sacks. But Miami's defense, by that point last night, they were beat up. And, it was a combination of things. Ole Miss found some offensive rhythm late in the game, but Miami had players dropping like flies to injuries, hopefully nothing too serious. Xavier Lucas gets ejected from the game for, I thought, a bogus targeting call. And then you're down 2 starting corners because O.J. Frederic had already left the game banged up. So it's your defense was sort of duct taped together at that point. So I guess the way that final Ole Miss drive, well, second to final, they had that 18-second, opportunity at the end, but their final full drive, I guess, kind of went the way it should have gone with Miami's defense being so banged up. And then, you put the ball in Carson Beck's hands. I was so nervous, Crowder, because I had faith that I thought they could at least get down the field far enough for a field goal. But then, Carter Davis has had his ups and downs this postseason. I would have been extremely nervous with him stepping up for a game-tying kick. And then even if you hit the game-tying kick, you're back in overtime in the Fiesta Bowl, which is the last place you want to be after what happened 23 years ago. So, and I think we should now have more faith in Carson Beck because he's done this multiple times this year, leading clutch game-winning drives, and he's got an exceptional record against top 25 teams. I thought what Carson Beck was able to do last night, leading that drive and then ultimately scoring the touchdown with his legs, I thought that was a career or legacy-defining drive for him. That's something you're going to remember about his time in college probably for the rest of his life. Do you remember what he did in that national semifinal, leading the 15-play, 75-yard drive, and the quarterback in that game you would least expect to run in a touchdown is the guy who did that with his legs?
Dono, maybe this is, an obvious yes for you, but was that the most emotional you've been watching the Miami Hurricanes since the 2003 Fiesta Bowl?
We call them the cardiac canes for a reason. I think the answer is yes, because the stakes haven't been this high since that last Fiesta Bowl. But man, I've been on some roller coasters these last couple of years, right? And again, nothing with the stakes this high. So the answer is definitely yes. But the end of the Notre Dame game and some of Miami's other wins this year, and even the losses, like the end of that Louisville game and the SMU game in overtime, was crazy. So, this team has not done anything good for my cardiac health, that's for sure. But yeah, I mean, I would say that with a spot in the national championship game on the line and you come down to a must-score drive, yeah, that was the peak for us for a long time.
Correct me if I'm wrong. When you were talking about playing in the national championship game, you said you have to win now. So you wouldn't be satisfied. You're not satisfied just getting there after the season they had.
I mean, after a couple days, like if Miami were to lose on January 19th, I think I'd be pretty upset for a couple days. And then at a certain point, I could probably zoom out and reflect on, an incredible season and, kind of appreciate it for what it is. But I don't think anybody in Miami's facility has the attitude of playing with house money. I think that at this point,
Mario doesn't. That dude was tightly wound after that game.
No. Yeah, they're trying to give him. Kevin Beard tries to give him a hug on the sideline. He wasn't having none of that.
That was crazy. I didn't know that was Kevin Beard. That was crazy. His reaction.
He's a maniac. But no, I mean, I think at this point, Hoch, every time you get farther and farther in this playoff, I think the bar gets raised. The expectation is to go out there and win. So, I mean, I could appreciate a great run, but I'm not going to be happy if they don't win that game.
I'm with Mario. I'm not a big fan of the from the back bear hugs.
Well, especially when there's time still on the clock, right? Which was Mario's point, I think. Like, hey, let's not be caught celebrating this victory when we're not victorious yet.
Because there was 18 seconds left, and he knows what could happen in 18 seconds, which almost damn did. But to Mario, though, the whole we're back, and I've been out here long enough, and Brad Kaya has a couple good games, and now we're back. You're literally back in the national championship. Is the Canes back now? To your point, and knock on wood, even if they don't win.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm still hesitant to use the B word until they get their 6th national championship.
Say it, Dono. Come on, say it, Dono. Come on.
All right, you know what?
It's good. Just say it.
Canes are back, baby. We're back. We're back.
Canes are back. Dono said it. It's not true till Dono says it. It's actually not true till John Michael says it. Let's be honest.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Canes are back.
Man, it does feel like Mario last night, from the sideline to the trophy presentation, he is laser focused, right? One game at a time. We're not celebrating anything, right? He is. I mean, that's the way that he's made up.
I'm sure, I don't know if this was the origin of it, because he's worked for some maniacs over the years. I mean, Greg Schiano, Nick Saban, like, doesn't it reminds you a little bit of Saban.
Totally of Nick Saban. You're right. I forgot he's from the Saban.
Yeah,
tree.
like you remember, like when Nick Saban would win a national championship, he's like, but we missed that block in the second quarter. Like, we gotta go back and run some sprints after we just won the title. Like, that's just, I don't know. It's kind of how some of these guys are wired, and that's the way Mario is.
But man, to be there, do you have tickets, Dono? Dono, the tickets are like $3,500 for nosebleeds. Someone just put on the chat that the 72 Club is $28,000 plus. Are you going to be going to the game?
I'm going to be going to the game, but I'm expecting to go as a working
as
member.
A media member?
Yeah. I mean, hopefully, I mean, my season credential doesn't carry over to this, so I'm hoping my credential request gets approved and I get in there. If not, I don't know why they would deny me, but if they do, you go to Plan B.
Well, if you ended up getting a ticket or two, but you've got your media credential and you're fine with that, where would I fall on the list of people that you call and say, "Hey, Hoch, I got a ticket. You want it?"
You'd be like top 30, I think.
Top 30.
You'd be in the group somewhere.
Am I
actually?
You know what? Behind?
You know what? I don't know that many people actually. You'd be like top 15.
All right.
I don't know.
I feel like I've already climbed half the list that I was worried about.
Once I actually go through my Rolodex of like people I'd go to a game, you'd probably climb into like the top 5 by the time I'm actually done combing my list.
Me and Manny. I told Manny I would take him to the game. So if you can
go.
get 2.
All right. Or I'll go was it the touchdown club for we'll 75K or so for 3 tickets. We'll make it happen.
On. Let's rock and roll. Jimmy, you have any contacts for tickets?
Unfortunately, I do not.
No.
He used to work security, though. Jimmy did. Do you still have a couple of those T-shirts? Those
Yeah.
yellow
Do you have the
T-shirts?
outfit?
Ooh.
No, because the company I used to work for is not contracted by the stadium. So,
Because I can't imagine why after they sent you there as head of security.
Yeah.
I know,
Top
right?
flight.
I mean, if that company was still working, we could all sneak in. We'd like tunnel under the stadium.
Call Jimmy. Things are going downhill.
If that company was still in charge of security, there'd be 800,000 people at the game on the 19th. All right. Alex Dono, follow Locked On Canes podcast. Follow Dono on social media. We'll talk to you next week leading up to the game as well.
Can't wait. Thank you.
There you go, Alex Dono. It's great to be a Miami Hurricane. I want to tell you about my good friends in the amazing award-winning team at Doral Kia. When you want a low price, you always pay less with your Pricito at Doral Kia. Take advantage of a Pricito right now on all your favorite new Kia models like a Sportage, Sorento, Telluride, K5, Soul, and more. Don't wait. Hurry to Doral Kia today. We hurried to Doral Kia a little bit less than a year ago. My son needed a new car. He had a Kia Forte, wrecked it, wanted another Kia. We went to Doral Kia, got him a Kia K4. Mitchell, the king of Kias, took great care of him. He's going to take great care of you as well. Don't miss your chance to save on a new Kia or shop any of their pre-owned vehicles. Got easy financing, fast service, and the best value for your money. You always pay less with your Pricito at Doral Kia.
You're listening to the Hoch, Crowder, and Solana Show.
Guys, we are Miami. We are the U. That's got to mean everything.
America has been waiting for this moment for Carson Beck. He's got 3 minutes and 13 seconds and 2 timeouts remaining.
I think all the stuff that we saw on when he was on his way in, and him as the year has gone on, just getting more and more comfortable with the system. I mean, I've always said I think he's an elite competitor, an elite quarterback. He doesn't get fazed by anything, and he has absolutely no concern about personal accolades. The dude just wants to win.
The biggest moment of the year right here. Exactly 1 minute to play. Beck in the shotgun. Looks over the defense. Bauman in motion. Here's the snap. They rush 4. Beck looks. He fires. It's caught at the 20-yard line. Down to the 18-yard line. Baby. It's Keelan Marion with a first down with 55 seconds to go in the game. 37 seconds to play. The ball at the Ole Miss 19. Beck looks over the Ole Miss defense. Takes, drops, play fakes, looks down the middle. Caught at the 8-yard line by Marion. Miami's inside the 10. That's a first down. They're 8 yards away from glory. What a game. So many twists and turns. We're down to 31 seconds. It's Marty Brown in the backfield. Beck takes. He gives Brown to the 5, to the 4, to the 3-yard line goes Marty Brown. Clock is stopped with 23 seconds to go. Second and goal for Miami at the 3. Miami is 3 yards away.
You all right?
Going to the national championship game.
You all right?
I don't know. I don't know. Here comes the big moment for the University of Miami, the biggest moment perhaps in the last 23 years. Beck holds his hands out, takes, drops, looks, look. Watch the throw. Carson Beck into the end zone. He runs it in over the left side. Carson Beck takes it in for a Miami touchdown. Miami touchdown for Carson Beck. Is that the winning moment? It's a 3-yard touchdown for Carson Beck. And Miami has a 30-27 lead with 18 seconds to go in the game.
Cause it's the Canes, baby.
6 seconds from going to the national championship. Snap. Chambliss drifts to his left. He lets it fly deep in the end zone. It is knocked away. Knocked away. Incomplete. No time left. No time left. Miami wins. Miami wins. Miami's going to the national championship, Don. We're going to the national championship.
Pack your bags.
Is it officially over in the desert this time? 23 years later, there are no flags, and Miami has won. Miami's going to the national championship. Carson Beck is your Hurricanes hero, and the Hurricanes will play for the national championship.
Mario Cristobal, he came home to take his Hurricanes to the national championship game, and he did it. Promise delivered.
I see dead people.
Well done, Jimmy. Well done, Jimmy. 4 o'clock hour on a celebratory Friday. And then we'll have all next week to get ready for it. 1 week from Monday, Hard Rock Stadium. Probably the priciest ticket in South Florida in a long while. I'm guessing since the Big 3. But even like the Big 3 NBA Finals, you've got 7-game series. Not that you think they'll go 7, but you have multiple chances to get to a game. Although I guess the arena probably holds half of what Hard Rock does. But regardless, this is the toughest ticket in a minute.
I went to the finals game. There was nowhere close to $20,000 ticket. I was on like the 4th row.
Yeah. This is going to be ridiculous. We've always said the Hurricanes or the Dolphins. They make it to a Super Bowl or a national championship game, the city's going to go nuts, and it is. I can tell you just based on our streaming numbers today. It's like people are voracious right now in their appetite for the Miami Hurricanes. Think about what it takes to knock a new general manager for the Miami Dolphins out of the conversation on a sports station.
winning the national championship or going to it at least.
Going to it.
And the I'm a Cane now. I'm a Cane for a couple more weeks. Y'all let me on the bus.
Ridiculous. I'm starting to have second thoughts about it.
For us, capital US, for us, but the way they're going, the first college football playoffs, the number of games you have to play, the number of the great teams you're playing, it's not, the regular season and now we're going to let a computer or let a committee decide. You have to go beat 3-4 other teams that are really, really good as well. So it's not the old school way. This is a tougher way to win a national championship. And the first year, a part of it, they're going to it at least. Hopefully they win it.
So crazy. I saw someone tweet. I mean, they could literally win a national championship before they play in an ACC title game. Just wild. Absolutely wild.
Mario likes to do things different.
Yeah. Everyone in Miami. We like to zig when others zag. We're going to talk Canes. Gino Torretta was at the game last night. He is back. He has landed. He's going to join us this hour. So we'll talk about what he saw last night from the Miami Hurricanes. I want to do a cursory 15 minutes of heat here on WQAM. It's sponsored by Doral Kia, home of the Pricito. Their lowest price. Visit them at Doral Kia or DoralKia.com. Go ahead, Solana. What was your night like last night? I'm guessing, so the game was going to tip off at 8. You probably figured, okay, the game's going on. You do your preheat from 6:45 till 8. Game's going on, so you don't have to do as much on the broadcast side as when you're doing preheat. So you'll be able to watch the Canes game. And then you figure the Heat game would end about 10:30 maybe? Oh, but then you'd have to do the post game. So actually the timing was never going to be great for you last night.
It was never going to be great, but I'll tell you what, I was in the studio with Tommy, who clearly is just a massive sports fan, like he enjoys the pomp and circumstance of a big event. And I'm next to Brittany, one of our producers, who's a massive Canes fan. So I was just prepared. There'd be emotion. We'd watch the game. I was going to be on the air till around 11:30, 11:45. I always am for an 8 o'clock start. Hoch, as the delay begins, we're thinking, okay, 20, 30 minutes. After the 60-minute mark, we're all sitting around saying, this is ridiculous. This game isn't going to be played. And Jackson and Amy are rambling. Then they toss it back to us. Now we're rambling for 45 minutes talking about Tim Duncan being pulled in Game 6 and why Pop would make that decision. We're talking about the acquisitions of Ray Allen and Shane Battier. Like we're just talking Heat Bulls memories. And then we toss it back to Jackson and Amy. We play like 6 pieces of audio that we have produced for times like this from before the season and into the Fire stuff. It's over 120 minutes of the delay. We have not taken a commercial break yet. And the Hurricanes are in the middle of an all-out battle in the biggest football game any Miami team has played in over 2 decades. And the NBA still hasn't made any decision. And there's no update. Like we're just in a holding pattern. The only thing we're getting is we're going to find out in 30 minutes. The 30-minute mark comes and the referee comes up to the podium. We'll find out in 20 minutes. The 20 minutes come and they delay it again and they delay it again until finally at around 10 o'clock. Yeah, 10 o'clock. The Heat players and the Bulls players just walk off the court. And there still wasn't a decision made. Truthfully, a bad look by the NBA yesterday because, Hoch, you have 20,000 people in the stands.
Yeah, well, you don't want to send them home without giving it the old college try to get the game underway.
Right, but just think about the process it takes. Crowder, I mean, before a game, you don't just show up to the stadium, put on your jersey, lace up your shoes, and go play. There's a stretch period.
Well, he did, but what did Jason Taylor and Zach Thomas do?
There's a whole Sunday sometimes.
There's a shoot around for 30 minutes. There's a walkthrough. Then they get stretched out. They get taped up. Then they go out there and they go through layup lines, and then they play. Think about after 2 hours, Hoch, if they decided, okay, we are going to play.
I
we're
just
gonna go
wanted to
through
know
with this,
what your night was like with Tommy Tig. I don't really give a crap about
Ridiculous.
Giannis Yakachonis
You should.
having.
You should. It's ridiculous.
But I want to know, because I was watching, and I didn't even know this happened. Like, for 2 hours, it was literally Larry cutting the AC down and some guys with towels rubbing the floor.
It was over
2 hours.
the entire court was covered with people with mops and towels.
Meanwhile, Tyler Hero and Benny the Bull are in a half-court shooting competition.
Benny the Bull beat him, by the way.
Well, he took the first
No
shot.
joke.
He made it.
Half court backwards. Benny the Bull hits the first one, so Tyler bows out of the contest. He goes, "Well, I'm not going to do this. This is terrible."
I've seen that in real games out of Tyler.
The event staff blew up beach balls and they threw them into the crowd. So now, like, Kalel Ware and Vucevic are playing, with the giant inflatable beach balls with the crowd. Like, it was just a joke for 2 hours.
Crowder, people want to know: are you in a crack house or are you on a stakeout?
Y'all be quiet. Person next door doesn't know I'm here. I am in Bradenton Days Inn.
But I know that you had an Airbnb, which was very nice.
Yeah.
And you've moved to a Days Inn because you said they couldn't extend the Airbnb. Do you have your family staying there as well, or are you just renting that for the 4 hours to do the radio show?
The reason I got it, I went to, you go to hotels.com, and I went from cheapest to most expensive. You have the little balls you move around, and I put them all the way down to zero. And so this popped up at $79 a night. And I said, well, that's my go-to. It's very sketchy. Asia came during one of the breaks, and she was like, yeah, I'm getting out of here. I don't want to leave the truck outside that long. And I was like,
are you staying there tonight, or are you just doing the show there?
6:01, I'm in the truck. Headed to eat. Yeah.
All right. Okay. All right. In that instance, I'll give you the pass on that one because, yeah, surprisingly great Wi-Fi at this terrible hotel.
Hey, man, the Popeyes next door. Liquor
Are
store,
you on their
store,
network?
liquor store.
What's your network's name? Chicken Sammy 1.
There's a lot of Chinese food places and gun stores around here for some reason.
I got you. All right. Gino Toretta is going to join us this hour, so let's do headlines with Solana, brought to you by Doral Kia. You always pay less with your Pricito at Doral Kia. Visit them at Doral Kia or DoralKia.com. You had to get home last night just being so annoyed because you wasted a night. You literally just wasted a night.
Well, I'm still hoping to get paid for my my night. Len. No, yeah, it was just
Was
dumb.
Len very helpful? I'm guessing you were in constant contact with him about what to do with the broadcast.
You know how it's done at WQAM, Hoch. Just constant communication. Everybody was in lockstep with one another. No, there's nothing to do there, though. Like you're just waiting and waiting and wait. It was just dumb.
You know what was weird?
After 30, 60 minutes, like just call it. Make a decision, just make a decision.
I had something last night. We went to Ava had a basketball game, so we went and watched her play. We got out at like 8:15, so we went to Hooters because not many places around here stay open late enough to finish the game. Tampa, Sarasota area, they're Gator and Seminole fans. So a lot of them up here.
Right.
So they were all cheering. They weren't cheering for Ole Miss. They were cheering against UM.
Right.
Which I thought was lame. I was like, and they kept asking me like, aren't you a Gator? I'm like, yeah, but what the hell do I care about Ole Miss winning?
No, because if it was like Ole Miss and FSU, I'd be rooting for Ole Miss.
Really? See, I'm the other way right now. Hell, if I can't make it, I'd rather somebody I know make it.
That's until I read these SEC stats. Because let me tell you something.
What a weak conference.
The Canes improved to 4-0 against SEC and Big Ten schools this season. And for the third consecutive year, no SEC team will appear in the college football playoff championship game.
So interesting because I've been told so many times how that's the dominant conference and half the conference could be the national champion. Before the season starts, everyone tells you that. But how many years in a row is that, Solana? I'm not certain everyone heard.
Not 1, not 2, 3.
Huh. Let me just break something to you guys. You ACC, Big Ten, and Pac-12 people, the reason you're counting is because I think we won 18 of 20 before that. So you started counting for a reason.
Oh, I'm talking about this year, last year, year before.
This damn NIL. I hate this transfer portal stuff. Let us get our monsters and keep them.
Now, I know we're Canes heavy, and the Dolphins do have a GM, but I do want to detour here because Tom Pelissero is reporting that Mike McDaniel is scheduled to interview for the Titans head coaching job next Wednesday. And he writes, there's been significant interest in McDaniel since Miami fired him on Thursday.
Interesting.
Don't do that.
Chance to work with Cam Ward? Come on.
Don't do that to Cam Ward.
Not so certain.
Oh, that's...
Somebody says great Wi-Fi at that hotel because none of the other guests have electronics. So you're not sharing the signal with anyone.
There are some questionable people walking outside.
And
I went to get some ice in the ice bucket. I really thought the ice machine was going to work. For some reason in my mind.
I wouldn't trust the ice bucket. Can you imagine what's in that ice bucket?
It had the little plastic bag in it. So I was like, okay, I'm going to grab some ice. I have my sodas. There was no chance in the hell that this ice machine, it's outside.
Yeah.
It's outdoors. It's not even inside.
That works well in Chicago. It does. Like it's cold outside and you can put the ice machine outside. It works too hard in South Florida or Central Florida, wherever you are.
This one was made in 1982. It's older than me.
And one more detour back to basketball. You guys saw Shams Charania reported the Grizzlies will entertain offers for Ja Morant ahead of the trade deadline.
I got a push notification that startled me during the show, and I think it was CBS Sports or Yahoo Sports about Ja to the Heat.
Yeah, there was a report from Brett Siegel, who covers the NBA, that the Heat and I believe the Timberwolves were reportedly showing interest in a Ja Morant trade, a potential Ja Morant trade.
I'm in.
Oh, I love to see him in this offense.
Yeah, I'm in. Why not?
Aren't you just done with like the diva superstar and like the disgruntled player?
Well, but I don't think the Heat and Pat Riley allow them to be divas for too long. You saw like Jimmy tried it. Like I don't think Riley would have as much patience with anyone moving forward as he did with Jimmy. I think Riley felt more like Riley at the end of that than he did during the middle of that.
You put whatever adjective in front of all-star that you want, and I want another all-star. I do, because we don't have one.
Hasn't looked like a superstar this year, though, or the last couple.
I ain't mad. They got rid of Ruben Bain. What's his name? Tyler Bain.
You didn't hear Ruben Bain's name much last night.
They double team. I love watching him. They showed a lot of attention to him.
Oh, get out of here. The Canes only had one sack. You know why? Because the refs who were reffing last night, thank you for not throwing the flag at the end of the game, but the refs literally didn't know what holding was when the blue team was doing it. They did not know.
Was Mesidor, because I know he was hurt at the end. Is he hurt or
I don't know.
Do we know anything?
He went back in later in the game, but his little spin move was real slow.
Yeah. By the way, Ira Winderman tweets out, expirings for Ja Morant? Possibly. Where? No. First round pick? Definitely not. Jaquez? Maybe, but only because of impending extension window. But even then, is it optimal? Tying up cap space for the next 3 years? The answer could be the Heat's true thoughts on a hero extension. Who are the expiring contracts that he's talking about there?
Terry Rozier would be one of them. Norman Powell would be the other. But, to Ira's point, it's time to make decisions. Trade deadline's on February 5th. Do you want to pay Hero or do you not want to give him the extension that he wants? Do you want to pay Norman Powell at the end of the year? Because if you do, then you keep him. If you don't, as much as we all love Norman Powell, you can't let him walk for free with the year he's having. So, this is genuinely a very difficult decision for the Heat. Like, it's time to make real decisions about the future, the trajectory that you're going on.
Is it a tough decision? I mean, they're mired in the middle of the conference like usual, and they're not really going to go anywhere else, are they?
I know you call me a hater and all, but I think we've run our course with Tyler. Like you say, sometimes with head coaches, you run your course. I think
he's run his course with the Heat too. I feel like he's ready to get a fresh start. It'd be dope.
Okay, Tua.
All right, anything else before Gino?
We're all going to watch tonight's other semifinal game, the Peach Bowl. Indiana versus Oregon. Winner will play the Miami Hurricanes in Miami next Monday, the 19th. We'll do our full NFL playoff slate in the next hour.
All right, very good.
Your weather in South Florida, beautiful day. You better be enjoying it.
Better be. Gino Toretta, the Heisman Trophy winner, is going to join us next. Cheetah Pompano, what a great spot to watch a game or a fight. They got VIP areas, 4 stages of entertainment, and the most beautiful ladies in South Florida. And, of course, Cheetah Pompano has that amazing complimentary gourmet lunch till 3 p.m. every day. Happy hour specials till 6. Ton of great stuff coming up. Monday the 19th. I don't know if you heard, there's a big old football game in town. Tickets, very expensive. So maybe watch Miami in the game right at the Cheetah Clubs. That's a pretty good compromise. You can watch all the NFL playoff games there as well, starting tomorrow. And January 24th at Cheetah Pompano, you can catch UFC 324. Cheetah Pompano, the absolute perfect place to watch a big UFC fight card. I always say it, every day is a great day at Cheetah Pompano Beach. Make sure you visit Cheetah Palm Beach as well. Get all the details at cheetahsofl.com.
You're listening to the Hoch, Crowder, and Solana Show.
No time left. No time left.
See you
Miami
this show.
wins. Miami wins. We're going to the national championship.
WQAM.
bring on the Heisman Trophy winner. Gino Toretta's on the Toyota of Hollywood hotline. Gino Toretta, the Heisman Trophy winner, returns from Arizona and immediately joins us on the program. He joins us courtesy of the Local 519 Plumbers Union. In football and in life, it's about being on the right team. Join the winning team at Local 519 Plumbers Union, a proven path to a strong career. Visit plumbers519.com. So you were there at the Fiesta Bowl last night. You're rooting on your Canes. What was it like before the game, leading up to it? And then what was it like during the game and after?
I would say before it was a little bit of chaos. So I did an appearance outside for the Hall of Fame. Did a little kind of Q&A out at the tailgate for Ole Miss in Miami, and then I told some guy, I was like, all right, give me to the field. I mean, I hadn't been to that stadium since the Statue of Liberty when Oklahoma and Boise State played in a bowl game there. I don't know how many years ago it was, but it was a long time. And so he runs me. I go out on the field, and it's just there was a ton of people on the sidelines from Ole Miss. And I guess the tunnel they directed me through was their kind of locker room in and out and tunnel. So was over there for a little bit, and they're like, hey, do you want to walk over towards your side? I'm like, well, I don't care. Where are we doing the interview? So we moved over in front of the student section for Miami. Knocked that out, and then just kind of said hello. Obviously, all the dignitaries and Hall of Famers and everybody that supports Miami was on the sidelines. And Hoch, I gotta say, listen, in our day when we played in the bowl game, there wasn't a lot of Miami Hurricane fans in the stands. There might have been Miami Hurricane fans, but we would get drowned out by the SEC opponent. And the whole side behind Miami was Miami fans. I thought we traveled well, but it was great to see. I mean, I got to tell you this story. So the alumni that's on the field, and they're like, we're going to take a picture. So, all right, we all get together. We take a picture. And so Michael and Ray hadn't showed up yet. And so Ray comes, I give him a hug. I give Michael a hug, and they're getting the flag before they're taking it on the field. And, I'm like sitting there, and I kind of look around. I'm like, man, who's this white guy hanging out with Ray? I'm like, who is this dude with a hat? Like, who's his buddy? Like, you know what I mean? I just thought it was like a random friend, like Ray brought to the game. And I'm kind of like sitting there, and there was like some fireworks about to go off and stuff. And I'm like, all right, I got to kind of move. And I turn around, and I look, and I'm like, yeah, who is that? And I look, and I'm like, holy crap, that's Michael Phelps.
I saw he was on the sideline.
And I'm just like, I looked at him, I was in awe. Like, my daughter's a swimmer, and obviously the Olympics, and just a stud. And I was just like, he had a hat on, like it, and unless you really looked at him, and then everybody's taking pictures of Ray and Phelps, but I was just like, I was dying laughing. So I did.
Was he there with Ray Lewis?
Yeah, Ray and him are boys. Like, he had moved out there. Yeah, Ray and him are tight because that's where he trained. Like, when he was younger, Bowman, his swim coach, was at Maryland Swim Academy. So they've been buddies for years. And Phelps moved out to Arizona with 2 years of competing life left. So he trained out there, and literally Ray called him on the way out there, and they hooked up, came to the game. Hell, I think he'll be on the sideline this week because Phelps said he has to be in Miami next week. So he'll be on the sideline next week. So yeah, it was kind of cool. It was, it's like, I had to share some long-suffering swim dad parent stories with him from sitting through all those meets with my daughter. But no, I thought that was the coolest of the pregame. And then I saw Worldwide Wes, who was close to guys when I was playing, and that. So it was good. So like Eric Winston and Greg Olson, who I'd seen in a while because they don't live down here. But yeah, it was some generations of Canes there on the field.
It's crazy. One of my starstruck stories, Gino, has Michael Phelps in it, which is the weirdest thing when you said his name. But he hangs with the brothers. I'll tell you, because mine was weird. I was at a Kanye West concert when he was young in music on South
tells
Beach.
me a lot.
I look to my left. It's Young Jeezy and Michael Phelps, and everybody in the section might have been sharing a cigar of some type. And I was like, this is pretty damn cool. But it wasn't Jeezy that made me excited. It was seeing Michael Phelps. I'm like, damn, that's Michael damn Phelps.
Then I'm like, hey, Channing, I was like, man, I'm bigger than him. I think I could have swam that fast. You know, I was like, I thought he was big because your Florida guy, like, Lochte is huge. I mean, homeboy's like 6'4", wide shoulders. And I always thought Phelps was, I knew he wasn't that big, but I always thought he was big because, man, when he get up on the blocks, he was dwarfing people.
Mm-hmm.
But, he was a good dude. We shared some laughs and that was pregame. And then I stayed down on the field for like the first quarter or so. I did something for the ACC network. Then went up in the stands and saw some friends that went to school. I went up there. I had to see some friends that I went to school with. My wife's friends were in the stands, so I had to say hello. I missed the touchdown they scored, Ole Miss's first touchdown. I was like, what the hell happened? I literally went upstairs and I heard a loud cheer.
Oh, the Lacey touchdown?
Yeah. And the stadium still had majority Ole Miss, but, we traveled and I was like, all right, that can't be good. But I didn't think it was a touchdown. By the time I walked up a few flights of stairs to get up the first deck, it was 7-3. And then I made my way up to the Cardinals owner's box and kind of enjoyed the rest of the game.
Because when he goes, I went up to the stands. I went to sit in the stands.
I'll tell you what. So I do the appearance for the Hall of Fame, and they're like, the owner of the Cardinals is going to get you some seats in the box. And I had some friends I went to high school with that lived out there. So I was like, hey, I'll meet you guys, I don't know, second quarter or something up there. I go up there. There's 5 of us in like a 30-person, fully stocked, fully catered box. And they're like, whatever you need. I'm like, you put down an empty water bottle, and it was like taken by, by the people, there's a service. And because I was like, as I was going up there, I was like, man, is this going to be one of those awkward skybox things where there's like 3 people that don't know everybody else in the box and you really are uncomfortable watching the game? I'm like, hell, this is great. Nobody's here. I was like, man, if I had like a lazy boy, I might even catch a nap in here during halftime.
Can you get us that hookup for the 19th?
Well, the owner he's not the owner. I don't know, Stephen
You're
Ross.
more important to the owner here than the owner there.
You got to talk to Channing. He's probably closer to Stephen Ross than I am.
I didn't make too many plays, Gino. You want a damn Heisman.
Oh, yeah. And the amount of text messages I got. So if anybody knows me that's listening right now, just don't text me about tickets. I don't have any. I don't have.
Because they're for us. They're for us.
They were already giving grief to Edgar, and I were on the sidelines talking, and he goes, "Well, I can buy more seats, right?" And the alumni rep goes, "Well, not more than 2." He goes, "Come on, I'm buying. I'll pay for them." No, not more than 2. We got.
It's gonna be the toughest ticket in a minute. We were talking about that, like. This is going to be, to have a national championship game at your home stadium.
Well, it's like the Orange Bowl. I mean, there's a significant number of our championships were at home in the Orange Bowl. I think that obviously what's going to make it hot if Indiana wins, then you have the local Heisman Trophy winner coming home, and you're going to have the Columbus contingent. You're going to have the Berlin contingent. You're going to have everybody down here in Miami that wants to go support the kid, even if they're not big football fans. He's a local kid that did good, and I think that's going to drive it up even more. And then I don't know, our exit was pretty good after the game. My private jet crew and ride wanted to stay for the trophy celebration. So I'd never seen a trophy celebration. Can't say that I really, once it clocked hit 0, I'd be poof, I'm out of there.
We may have just lost Gino and his connection.
Got some high-tech engineering degrees because we went the absolute different direction in every car pulling out of the parking lot. but I didn't realize they had already scouted out the area, and it was like a big loop, and we just totally like crossed like straight Miami, driving across all these different lanes sideways, and got to the exited, and then went home, got some sleep, and
You
woke
were
up
on a
this
private
morning.
jet going and coming?
On the
Going and
PJ.
coming. Going and coming.
On the
Ooh,
PJ.
the College Football Hall of Fame?
No. It was on Ben, our host. Ben was our host. It was his jet, his family's jet. So no, the Hall of Fame would have flown me out there commercial. But since I already had a private ride, I opted for that one.
I got to get connected with this guy. I mean, Ray
Being
Lewis
you
is
have a
hanging
fan,
out
I'm-
with
Little disappointing on the way out. It was a 288-mile headwind, so it took us. I mean, we didn't land until 12, so we had enough time to throw our bags in the room, and I took a quick shower. I had to get dressed for my appearance. They basically went how they were going to the game. So and we rolled to the tailgate and had some good eating, and yeah. It was a
good
quick
to be a
one,
Heisman
but
Trophy winner, man.
Successful
Good to be
trip.
a Heisman Trophy winner.
Man, I wish I was better.
Who do you think the Canes would match up better with? Does either team, Indiana or Oregon, scare you more than the other? And do you think the Hurricanes could get past either?
I think they can get past anybody. I think there were times in the game where I was like, man, why aren't we just running the rock right at them? I mean, Fletcher was just a beast, and Brown was a beast. Like they were on. Blocking was there. Ole Miss wasn't very big up front on either side, but they obviously have skilled guys, and I think we can do that against anybody. I would say we could probably do that more against Oregon because I think Oregon's got more skill fast, and not necessarily the fronts that are the strongest, but Indiana's stout, man. Their O-line's great. Their running attack is that would concern me. And I know you're going to say, well, they got a Heisman Trophy winner quarterback. I know that, but they're built on kind of the similar formation of us. Is they got two good tailbacks and they got a really good offensive line. And it doesn't matter how good your offensive is if they can't get onto the field. So I would think Indiana would probably be the toughest matchup. I think they're still favored for the championship based on whatever these odds makers say or whatever. I learned all about on the private jet ride. I learned all about contracts and some kind of some betting options where you can bet on Miami to win the game, and it's like 30 cents for a buck I don't even know.
Oh yeah,
called,
you're talking about the new markets, the
yeah,
way that
Kalshi
they're skirting
or something like that. I
Kalshi,
can
right?
do Robin Hood.
So they're skirting online gambling laws by making them actually markets. So
well, the one guy on our plane, he bought when we were down 3, he was buying us to win contracts for 30 cents.
Yeah,
so he made a buck at the end
instead of live betting at odds, which isn't legal everywhere. You're buying options. They run sports gambling, and it's not just sports, by the way. There's markets for everything on Kalshi.
I get it.
Government.
I
everything.
responded to him as he was telling me about his betting in game, and I'm like, do you know you have a problem, or do I need to tell you have a problem? I'm like, dude, we're out here as fans. I was like, okay.
Right. Something's got to pay for that jet fuel.
200-mile headwinds.
Extra gas to get home, right, Jim?
Yeah. Were you surprised how good Carson looked or how good he played? Because it was 100-yard games. It was, they won Texas A&M, they won Ohio State, but it wasn't. You don't look back and say Carson was the guy. Carson really took over some parts of those games, especially in the fourth quarter, that last couple of drives.
Well, I think that, going into that, I'm like, there's no way we can throw for 108 or 138 against Ole Miss, especially if they get in any kind of rhythm on offense. They snapping the ball in under 20 seconds, and, they're going to score. And I thought he would have to play his best game. I thought he did make some great throws. I thought there were some unbelievable catches. You got to give props to those guys catching the ball. I mean, Malachi made some grabs. I think Brown made a catch out of the backfield. He spun around and man, he got 4 yards and he got lit up at the line of scrimmage. There they all made plays, and it was great to see. And that last touchdown run, he was clutch on the last drive, the last touchdown run. I'm sitting there watching him. He goes through his progression because they bracketed Malachi, and he goes to the right. And when he turned back left, I just said touchdown. And my buddy looks at me like frown. I'm like, dude, one guy's on the ground to D-tackle. I go, nobody's over there with the formation. I go, he can walk in from there. I mean, heck, me at 55, I might have been able to score from right there. So, no, but it was good to see. And I think, listen, like I've said every week, he's going to need to play that way or better against Indiana or Oregon, whoever it is. I mean, it gets harder with every game, every playoff game.
He didn't beat Georgia, but he finally got his moment, Gino. You were just talking about Mendoza and the Columbus contingency and that storyline. Is that the best storyline for the college football playoff? I'm not talking about matchup for Miami. I'm talking about storyline. It seems like the Canes have slayed every dragon. Oregon provides Cristobal to kind of get over that hump. And I know he'll downplay it, but what's the better storyline for sports fans? Is it Mendoza back in Miami against Miami, or is it Mario Cristobal with his new team finally proving he can win the big game going up against his former team?
I would think, and I don't want to dismiss either one of those. I think the most mileage is going to come from Miami, from Mario, and a former Hurricane coming back and bringing them back. And I think that nationally, that's the story. It's not going to be, hey, he's taking on Oregon. Because, I mean, listen, my buddies out there, they were like, hey, where'd Mario come from? I go, well, he was in Oregon before, but I played with him. Like, oh, that's right. So I'm not so sure. It's kind of like the East Coast, West Coast bias. Oregon was or is a great team. But let's be honest, they're in Eugene, Oregon, and, I mean, they don't pay attention to Oregon like they do at University of Texas or Oklahoma football. And I think nationally that's the story is it's going to be for 11 days is Miami going to finish this off and be back. And I love Mario's line where he's like, we're here. We're not back. We're here. But I think that's going to be the storyline. At least I care about. I don't really care who they play. I think Mario and the players and the staff is like, bro, you got 60 minutes now to win a rock and put a national championship ring on your finger, and you don't care at this point. You're like, all right, what's the game plan? Let's start preparing. Guys that got banged up, man, they were hitting hard. They were hitting hard out there, and there were some guys playing through some injuries because you could tell guys definitely had a stinger in his shoulder, and they're just like they're trying to not let the officials see them. And they were playing through it. So whatever you need to do, right, Channing? It's whatever you need to do. You might need to go see the doctor, but you're going to be playing in this one.
You don't miss this game.
Yeah.
Channing went to a Santero, I believe, if I remember the story correctly. The tale of two stories here. On one side, I have Gino Torretta, Heisman Trophy winner. He's flying around in private jets. On the other side, I have Channing Crowder, who's at a Motel 8 in Bradenton, Florida, where his car is parked directly outside his front door, and he once sacked J.P. Lossman. So you gotta watch it, Channing. I don't know if you know this, but those hotels like that you park right outside your door, doesn't matter what city you're in, but law enforcement rolls through there and checks all the license plates. So if you got an expired tag or maybe some extra parking tickets from Gainesville that you didn't pay a long time ago or speeding tickets, you might have Johnny Law out there waiting for you.
People keep asking me what I got. I'm like, what do you mean? What do I have? What are you talking about?
I got a hotel room.
You still
just
got
like
the
you
spinners on your wheels.
What you got? Huh?
Gino Torretta, the Heisman Trophy winner. You can hear him every week with us, courtesy of the local 519 Plumbers Union. With all the changes in how America does business, you can count on one thing: the union-trained plumbers of Local 519. Join a winning team today with Local 519 Plumbers Union, a proven path to a strong career. Visit plumbers519.com. Thank you, Gino. We'll talk to you next week. One more game to go.
Awesome. Anytime, guys.
Great to be a Miami Hurricane. 5 o'clock Funky Buddha happy hours coming up. I forgot today's Friday. Friday. Doesn't feel like Friday to me. So we got the 5 o'clock Funky Buddha happy hour coming up.
JP Losman was elusive.
That's a sentence that has never been uttered before in the history of the world. No one has ever said that before. All right, we'll take a break. 5 o'clock Funky Buddha Happy Hour is next.
You're listening to the Hoch, Crowder, and Solana Show.
Beck holds his hands out, takes, drops,
To the
looks,
right, to the
looks,
right.
looked, wants to
Run
throw.
it,
He's going to
baby, you
run.
got
Beck's
it,
in
you
open
got it,
field.
you got it.
Carson Beck into the end zone. He runs it in.
All right.
This is a college football playoff team. We've all seen it. We know it. The best part about football, you get to settle it on the field, where head-to-head is always the number one criteria for anything regarding athletics and football. All recruits in-state, out-of-state, can now clearly see the trajectory of this program versus the trajectory of the other programs. Please know this, all in is all in. There's no in between. And that's what it's going to take from all of us. Guys, we are Miami. We are the U. And every time you hear that, every time you see that on a shirt, on a commercial, at a game, that's got to mean everything.
There goes the Flames and the smoke. And here come the Hurricanes. Miami hits the field first at State Farm Stadium in their classic white jerseys, white pants underneath the iconic white Miami Hurricane helmet, and it is gorgeous. It is win or die. There is no middle ground.
Too much talking on the net. Get in the building, do something.
Hold your breath, suspense. 7 minutes to play. Canes are down to fourth quarter, and everybody is on their feet, emptying their lungs. 5:22 to play. Second down and 11. Ball at the Ole Miss 36. Beck takes. Fires over to Tony for a bubble screen. Tony searches for the 30-yard line. Tony to the 25. Here we go. He's at the 10. He's at the 5. He's in to the end zone. Touchdown, Malachi Tony. 36 with taking yards. Puts Miami in front with 5:04 to go in the game. Miami 23. Ole Miss 19. 36 magical Malachi Tony yards for the Miami lead with 5:04 to go.
Toddy, you can't stop nobody.
We're under 3.5 to go now. Miami 24, Ole Miss 19. Chambliss brings them up. They've gone 49 yards in 5 plays.
They're in no hurry.
Chambliss looks over the Miami defense. Here comes the pressure. Looks, throws, got a man open for a touchdown. The tight end, Daquan Wright, 24 yards. Ole Miss back in front. 3-point lead now for Ole Miss with 3:13 to go in the game.
Those are body blows, and we knew that this game was going to be one of those, we talked about all the time. These are heavyweight fights, and rounds 11 through 15 are going to separate the men from the boys, and you got to take those body shots whenever you can, and you got to take the hits too. We got hit like crazy, man. We got hit a bunch, but we kept getting up, and credit to Ole Miss and Coach Golding. I think those guys do a great job. Charlie Weiss Jr., an elite play caller as well. We just kept coming, man.
Here's the situation, 3 minutes and 13 seconds to go. Ole Miss 27, Miami 24. 75 yards to heaven for Miami. Well, all of America has been waiting for this moment for Carson Beck. He's got 3 minutes and 13 seconds and 2 timeouts remaining.
I think all the stuff that we saw on when he was on his way in, and him as the year has gone on, just getting more and more comfortable with the system. I mean, I've always said I think he's an elite competitor, an elite quarterback, and he doesn't get fazed by anything. And he has absolutely no concern about personal accolades. The dude just wants to win.
The biggest moment of the year right here. Exactly 1 minute to play. Back in the shotgun. Looks over the defense. Bauman in motion. Here's the snap. They rush forward. Beck looks. He fires. It's caught at the 20-yard line. Down to the 18-yard line.
Baby.
It's Keelan Marion with a first down with 55 seconds to go in the game. 37 seconds to play. The ball at the Ole Miss 19. Beck looks over the Ole Miss defense. Takes, drops, play fakes, looks down the middle. Caught at the 8-yard line by Marion. Miami's inside the 10. That's a first down. They're 8 yards away from glory. What a game. So many twisted turns. We're down to 31 seconds. It's Marty Brown in the backfield. Beck takes. He gives Brown to the 5, to the 4, to the 3-yard line goes Marty Brown. Clock is stopped with 23 seconds to go. Second and goal for Miami at the 3. Miami is 3 yards away.
You all right?
Of going to the national championship game.
You all right?
I don't know. I don't know. Here comes the big moment for the University of Miami, the biggest moment perhaps in the last 23 years. Beck holds his hands out, takes, drops, looks. Watch the throw. Carson Beck into the end zone. He runs it in over the left side. Carson Beck takes it in for a Miami touchdown. Miami touchdown for Carson Beck. Is that the winning moment? It's a 3-yard touchdown for Carson Beck. And Miami has a 30-27 lead with 18 seconds to go in the game.
Cause it's the Canes, baby.
6 seconds from going to the national championship. Snap. Chambliss drifts to his left. He lets it fly deep in the end zone. It is knocked away. Knocked away. Incomplete. No time left. No time left. Miami wins. Miami wins. Miami's going to the national championship, Don. We're going to the national championship.
Pack your bags.
Is it officially over in the desert this time? 23 years later, there are no flags, and Miami has won. Miami's going to the national championship. Carson Beck is your Hurricanes hero, and the Hurricanes will play for the national championship.
Mario Cristobal, he came home to take his Hurricanes to the national championship game, and he did it. Promise delivered.
It feels good to see the world getting loose. Feels good to see the world getting loose.
What great work by Alejandro Solana putting together that recap. That was chills-inducing. 5 o'clock hour is the Funky Buddha Happy Hour, and enjoy that Funky Buddha tonight and this weekend because we got a national championship game to get ready for next week. Now, at Funky Buddha, they've got their Maple Bacon Coffee Porter Festival coming up January 31st. So mark your calendars, no cover, all day, family-friendly, Funky Buddha Tap Room, Oakland Park, their biggest event of the year every year. The Maple Bacon Coffee Porter Festival is January 31st. See if there's anything special going on at Funky Buddha over the weekend here. And check Instagram. Oh, they have that new Instagram account, Funky Buddha. What is it? Funky Buddha Tap Room?
Let me double check. I think you're right, but let me double check.
Because they've got the Funky Buddha Brewery account, and then they've got the
Funky Buddha Tap Room.
All right, Funky Buddha Tap Room. Let's see. I got to find that one as well. See if anything's going on over the weekend. I mean, regardless, you should be there just to celebrate what it means to be a Canes fan. Oh, they're showing the game tonight. Oregon, Indiana, tonight. Right. You can watch that at Funky Buddha. They've got live music tonight and Saturday, 8:30 till 10:30. The time of your life.
Sounds good to me. I'm still celebrating our victory.
What? We're going to celebrate this for sure. We'll find out tonight who they're ending up playing in the Natty. Someone tweeted out, I mean, the tickets are just insane. Mm-hmm. Like literally insane. Somebody texted out, might as well go to a Super Bowl at this point, and it's a screenshot. I don't know what app it is, but literally the nosebleeds, the highest rows up in the 300 level. 3,500, 3,600, 3,300, 3,200. And then you get down lower, 12,000, 18,000, the mid-tier, 5,400, 4,600, 4,500, 5,800. These tickets, I don't think they'll go down. If they do, I don't think it'll be like dropping into the 800 or 900 arena, to get in. These are going to be in the multi-thousands.
Like I agree. What Gino kind of said it, which was like the storyline is more Mario back to Miami and got him back to relevance.
Yep.
I don't know if this whole Christopher Columbus thing with Fernando Mendoza is gonna blow up like y'all act like it is.
Bro, then you don't know how important people who talk to Cunha, like people who went to
It'll be
Belen
a
or
great
Columbus.
story. It's a great
telling you,
story. The demand for tickets, though, regardless, is
I'm
because the Hurricanes are playing at home. I think you're conflating the two things that Solana's saying. Solana's saying there's a storyline. The storyline is
Okay.
Mario against his old team or Fernando Mendoza coming home and playing in Miami for a national championship. That's not the ticket sale driver. The ticket sale driver, as evidenced by last night at the Fiesta Bowl, you could have gotten in for $80.
Yep.
There were empty seats last night, and it's because neither team was a home team. They both had to travel. If this was going to be Ole Miss versus Oregon in the Natty, you wouldn't see $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 tickets for club level. This is all based on the fact that Miami hasn't been there in 23 years, and it's a home game.
Yep.
Okay. See, I did. I confused Fernando Mendoza moving ticket prices, which I don't think.
No, it's just a good storyline.
No, but I do think he's a massive draw because there's such a strong component built into going to Columbus and people viewing like me. Like I view Fernando Mendoza as like the kid I grew up with in La Sabuesera or in Kendall, where you're just like, I know that kid. They love that storyline, but nobody's paying $22,000 to go watch Fernando Mendoza. No offense to him, but are there Canes fans out there that literally might sell their house to go watch the Miami Hurricanes for the first time in 20 years, win a national title game, or sell their car for a ticket? I legitimately believe they will.
Jimmy's got a car up on Craigslist, right?
Yeah, sure do.
Yeah, he's got a couple ads up on Craigslist. I can't tell you the others. He's selling his car on one of them.
I don't want none of it.
All right, real quick look at the headlines because I want to talk Miami Hurricanes. I mean, I want to talk about them for the next 7 years. I want to talk about 7 back-to-back natties, starting with Monday, the 19th. But we'll talk with Twan Russell this hour about the Hurricanes. But let's get a quick look at the headlines first. With Solana, brought to you by Doral Kia, where you always pay less with your Pricito. Visit them at Doral Kia or DoralKia.com.
I'm selling something. I just can't admit it on the radio. But find me in the back room at Las Rosas because there's nothing more Miami than doing it that way.
Sell one of your pickleball medals behind you.
No chance.
All
right. Can we play this call that I've wanted to play for today? The Spanish radio call on our sister station, AM 790, of last night's game-winning touchdown play from Carson Beck. This is Alfred Alvarez. He's la voz of Los Huracanes de Miami. He's a Spanish broadcaster for the Canes on our sister station. His calls have always been great. He's been calling Malachi Tony, El Niño Jesus. This was his call last night, again on AM 790, of Carson Beck's touchdown.
Atención todo el mundo. Viene la jugada. 2nd y 3 con 24 segundos por jugar. 3 receptores por izquierda. Está preparado Carson Beck. Corredor a la derecha. La tiene Beck. Listo Carson. ¿Qué va a hacer? Viene la presión. Sale corriendo Beck por la izquierda. Y Beck va solito contra la historia. ¡Touchdown Miami! ¡Touchdown los Huracanes! Con alma de niño y corazón de elefante. Carson Beck, desde el día número 1, era el hombre. Carson Beck hace la jugada con sus piernas y con el factor H que le sobra a Carson Beck.
I heard him say he did it with his legs, right?
Yep. Did it with his legs. With
he
his
has
heart.
The heart of a what?
I didn't really catch it, but the heart. And then he talked about him being an infant. Since he was an infant, he was the one.
Because I misunderstood because I heard Corazón de Infante.
Right.
And I was like, that doesn't make sense to me. Like, why would someone who does a huge play have the heart of an infant?
Almost like he's been promised since he was an infant to deliver that moment.
I got you. Yeah. I got you. That was great. That's awesome.
That was good. It's good when you don't even know what they're talking about. Just the excitement.
You just love the excitement. Yeah.
I love in the Spanish call in football. In soccer they'll yell goal. In football they just yell touchdown.
Huracanes.
Epic, man. Epic.
Give me that. Give me Michael Irvin and taking belt to ass. I mean, we got ourselves a party.
You guys saw Canes fans at La Carreta last night on Bird Road.
Yeah.
Bro, the party Monday night. Like, this city's going to shut down.
Yep.
It's going to shut down.
Yep.
That'd be wild.
Yep.
What do I need to be? 8th Street?
8th Street, Bird Road.
What would I be safe and want to have a good time?
Well, then you got to get up here to Glades. I'm going to, where am I going to go? Maybe I'll go to the,
Barnes & Noble, Hawk? Maybe just...
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that may be played out. Thinking about the Starbucks on the west side of 95. Right next to the Relax the Back store.
I know that shopping center.
Oh, was it Corazón de Elefante?
Did he say Corazón de Elefante?
That makes more sense. Heart of an elephant. That makes more sense.
Does it?
more than heart of an infant.
But I think there was heart of something, and then he talked about it was promised since he was an infant. I don't know, we have to listen to it again.
I think it was Corazón de Elefante.
Heart of an
I
elephant.
really doesn't always speak Spanish, though.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why I'm glad the chatters figured it out.
Yeah. Heart of an elephant. Because of all the things that the elephant carries.
Well, what do you want him? What do you want him to say?
Yeah, you know what I want him to say.
Las pelotas de un elefante.
Carson Beck wins a natty. I'm telling you, he'll be using las pelotas como un elefante.
He had the corazón de un elefante infante. The heart of an infant elephant.
Still pretty big.
That's better than just the heart of an infant. All right, anything else in the headlines? Because I want to get to Twan Russell here.
Enjoy the wild card rounds tomorrow. Rams Panthers at 4:30. Packers Bears at 8. And then on Sunday, Bills Jaguars at 1. Niners Eagles at 4:30. Chargers Patriots at 8:15 on Monday. Texans and Steelers. Mike McDaniel is reportedly interviewing for the Titans job. And tonight, Oregon, Indiana. We will all be tuned in. Your weather, beautiful day. Back to you.
Twan Russell, former Miami Hurricane, talks Hurricanes with us in the next segment.
You're going to the Fiesta Bowl, you're going to the Orange Bowl, and you can't get tickets, or if you have tickets, go to Tootsie's first, after, or watch the game at Tootsie's. I'm telling you, it's right around the corner from Hard Rock Stadium, so you'll be set to go. Tailgate if you want to. I'm going to go to Tootsie's because they have delicious food. They have bottle specials, $100 bottles. They have half-price drinks till 8 p.m. Tootsie's, they have it all. They have the wonderful 2 levels of entertainment. They have a full restaurant. It's not some dude back there with a frying pan. It's a full restaurant. They have lobster. They have all kinds of delicious food at Tootsie's. Y'all got to go to Tootsie's. 4 full liquor bars. The sports bar in the back has pool tables. It is just a great time at Tootsie's. You got to get over to Tootsie's Cabaret. I'm telling you. And on Sundays, NFL's still here now. You got a bunch of games this weekend. Get over there and watch those games. Watch all the games because they have dozens of TVs. They have 6, 7 stages. If it goes to commercial break, you always have something beautiful to look at with those entertainers. But get to Tootsie's on Sunday, $10 tailgate takeover, noon to 5 p.m. on Sundays, $10 wings, smash burger with fries, fried shepherd fries, cheese pizza, and chicken nachos, just $10 on Sundays from noon to 5 p.m. Y'all get to Tootsie's Cabaret. I'm telling you, pregame, postgame. If there's not a game that day, you're going to have a great time. I promise you. I've been going there since 05. I'm going to go there until 20, 45, 55, 65 because it is such a great time. Y'all go to tootsiescabaret.com for more information.
You're listening to the Hoch, Crowder, and Solana Show.
Guys, we are Miami. We are the U. That's got to mean everything.
All right, chat. Go Canes.
What's that?
I said, all right, chat. Go Canes.
Are we talking to the chatters? That's me in the UM dorms in 1987.
I cannot believe.
And that's the ticket wizard in the striped shirt. The fake people might know him as Fake Howard as well.
Y'all had y'all some bad ones with y'all, huh?
Hey, I don't play around.
Yeah.
Barry took both of them home, and Hoch just ordered pizza that night.
Barry took all three of us home.
Hey, so I go with y'all guys. Yeah, no problem.
He was a wizard back in college. It wasn't for tickets.
He had old Eddie Munster hairdo. He was set.
Look at that.
It's like a
1987. I was 17 years old, I think.
You guys look like you belong in Stranger Things with the
Man,
hair.
He had on that little sweater, the little zip-up sweater. Look at that. No emblems.
87, man. That's at Pearson Hall in 1987.
Why there's no emblems on none of y'all's clothes? No checks, no Reebok, no polo.
Man, that was a fire shirt that I'm wearing right there.
Barry had on a gold chain. Y'all was sweet.
Yeah, we were sweet. He was driving around in his Scirocco.
Yeah, we're killing cool Gable.
All right, chat. Go Canes. Have a good weekend.
Yeah, everybody.